The world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more
from a Mountain State point of view.
For your entertainment, Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304.
304-TALK-304.
Or call 800-765-8255. Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekley.
Hello, West Virginia. We're back for more in the 304. Time to get it done in the 681. Time to start our, how long is this? 3-hour audio tour for April Fool's Day 2026.
That was well done.
Wow.
That was really well done.
That got me, too. I was like, wait,
what?
Is Dave okay?
Yeah.
What happened to him?
Like 2 seconds ago, he was upright, but I don't know.
I don't know. He sounds so young and spry. That's really good. No, happy April Fool's Day.
That was my first joke of the day. Congratulations, Ron.
Is that right?
And that one was one that fulfills all of the requirements of an actual April Fool's joke, which is one that everybody gets and everybody can enjoy.
Yeah.
The worst thing about an April Fool's joke is when you're just mean.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Have you? By the way, welcome into the show, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Have you had an instance today, Coop, with any bit of news where you thought to yourself, "Wow, that's interesting"? But is it an April Fool's Day joke?
Surprisingly today, and I've been a little busy with internal radio stuff, so I haven't had to look outward too much today. Yeah. So I probably haven't been exposed to that much. I am very gullible, though, on April 1st because I am not a prankster, so I take everything at face value for the most part. So I fall for pranks very easily.
I'm really glad you did that, Ryan.
Yeah.
I'm really glad you did that.
I'm glad, too.
Because the rest of it's sports, baby.
Well, we'll get into the sports in a minute. But, Coop, we've talked about this show's been on the air since the before times, right?
Yeah, I mean. Yeah.
And we've talked about really doing like a really, really good April Fool's Day thing at the top of the hour. And we've never actually pulled it off. I was telling Ryan before the show started today about one of these days I'd like to come in on an April Fool's Day joke and just pretend like you've tuned into the swap shop.
That'd be fun.
Just talking about selling used, lawnmower parts and all that stuff with fake phone calls and the whole thing. Either that or come in and just play like the last couple of moments of a classic country song and pretend we were like a classic country radio station.
I would like to do something Lynchian where it sounds like we just left our mics open.
Oh, yeah.
And then we get into like a heated argument.
Yeah, there's like all kinds of stuff going on off mic, and then suddenly there's like some music, and then it sounds like there's like an alien abduction or something.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
That'd be good for a Halloween episode.
That would be good. But it is April Fool's Day, so we're glad that you're here. We got a lot of stuff to get into the show today. Hey, you know what? The question of the day is going to be about Artemis II, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. Please don't let this launch be delayed, okay? Now, they say that today's the best weather day for this to happen. And they've got a 2-hour window that starts at about 6:24, but we're hopefully going to get this thing.
I don't know, Dave. Have you looked outside?
Yeah, and Charles, man, it's a good thing they're not launching this thing out of Logan today, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they were talking about 60-mile-an-hour winds and hail the size of canned hams and all that kind of stuff going on down there today.
By the way, those listening in the Charleston area, if you can get CHS, I'm going to attempt to carry that launch tonight.
Oh, you are?
There's no Reds broadcast. There's nothing that interrupts it. ABC gives us a feed of it, so I'm going to attempt to carry that.
Oh, that's awesome.
If they do it.
Yeah, that is great. So I was watching the NASA channel for a little while today, Coop, and I forgot how cool it is.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking about this a couple of days ago on the air, and man, think what must it be like to wake up and know that you're going around the moon? Okay, like this is the day. I'm climbing to the top of that rocket, and we're going to leave the Earth, go around the moon, and come home. That's a pretty big day, man. That's a pretty big day. And they had a shot of all of these astronauts and some of the techs getting all ready to go. And, Coop, they're just sitting around playing cards, man. They're just sitting around playing cards because what else is there to do? They've done everything they need to do to get ready for the launch except get into the rocket. And so they're just sitting around like American heroes, man, just playing cards and totally confident in what they've got to do.
It's wild how they're going to do it. It's basically just, what did Rod tell us last week? It's like just like a half a circuit or something like that. It's like they're just going to basically just touch the air up there, or lack of, and make sure everything works, and run it out a little bit, test the systems, and then come home. Hopefully.
So you've got 4 astronauts in the space of like a small RV together for 10 days. For 10 days. Could the 3 of us do that without killing each other?
There's zero
Not
chance.
at all. No. I'd be having conniptions after the first hour.
No, you're ready to stab me in the heart after about 10 minutes of the crosstalk segment every day.
My bladder problems alone keeps me out of the Starship.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
I was going to ask, compared to like the other times we've circled around the moon, has technology progressed that it's going to be faster than those times?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
I think once you get into orbit, you don't use thrusters, so I think that you're just going at the speed that you enter at. I don't know the exact answer to that. But
So will we be able, if you had a telescope, would you be able to see this this rocket when it goes in front of the moon?
that's pretty far away. I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, but if you had a really, really good telescope.
I mean, I think Hubble would be too magnified. I don't think you could get that close. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe an expert could tell you, but I'm pretty sure that something the size of that far away couldn't be spotted by a telescope.
But Coop, how many segments have we done over the course of this show where we talked about stuff like moon bases and problems on how to get to Mars and, delays and all this kind of stuff, and we're finally going back today. Finally going back. So is this like the first little mini step to actually spending some time on the moon with a real base there? Because I don't know if I'm going to make it by the time we get to Mars. I don't know if I'm going to be around for
I feel
that.
you.
Didn't Armstrong already have one small step, Dave?
Yeah, I guess he did.
The real question is going to be how quickly the industrialization of the moon and the atmosphere comes. I mean, because it's going to happen, and that's what this is. That's what this is one of the first steps towards. Sure, it's going to be more exploring the solar system and finding out ways to maneuver and navigate space and how to maybe create some resources and things along those lines. But this is basically opening up the Earth, or the moon surface, the atmosphere around that space. It's going to open it up to some sort of industry, and it's just a matter of who gets there first, what they're going to do, what the industry is going to be. Is it going to be sunlight? Is it going to be some sort of regolith that they mine and form something out of it? What is it going to be? I guess we'll find out.
What is it going to be?
Here's what's going to happen. They're going to cover the whole moon in solar panels, and then they're going to have like a big old wire just going from the moon to like a place in, I don't know,
a Radio Shack in Boise.
Yeah, I was gonna say somewhere in Houston. I don't know.
Radio Shack in Houston. Then.
Yeah.
So it'll be kind of interesting to follow this thing, right?
Of course.
It's gonna be just
man.
good. So are we making too much of this? Because
no, everybody else doesn't make a big enough deal of it.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear, because I'm always a little
look
concerned.
Around us in the world. Like every story is terrible, and this is actually something kind of neat and interesting and not terrible. I mean, can we not root for it just a little bit?
I've learned more about Artemis II today than 4 years ago when it was first planned.
That's going to be interesting to see what happens. A couple of sports things. Reds and the Pirates are playing right now. Pirates have put a 4 spot up in the 9th.
Come on.
They lead the Reds 8-3. Both starting pitchers today. Okay. Skeens apparently is not terrible after the opener against the Mets. He looked good.
Strangely, he was the Reds probably hitting better than the Mets did. It's just there was no terribly misplayed balls in the outfield.
Do you realize that I think in his career, I think Skeens only allowed like 1 run to the Reds.
Yeah, I know.
He's just been crazy.
Yeah,
good
he's the
against
next
them.
Adam Wainwright.
Does he still have the mustache?
Yes.
Yes. It's actually a beard, right?
I think it goes back and forth a little bit between a mustache. It's a Pirates thing, right? Because all of those guys have sort of that adolescent mustache thing going on.
What do you think about our new deal where when you hit a home run, you wear the welder's mask?
Yeah, I was just talking to Jeff Jenkins last night. I really like what the Reds are doing this year, which is nothing. Seriously, I got sick of the Viking helmet, man. It's like you're down 5-2 and you just hit a home run to make it 5-3 and you're putting on a Viking helmet. Really? So, not feeling it.
In perfect Pirate, I'm doing a little foreshadowing here. O'Neal Cruz said last night that you can't really see out of the helmet all that well. So, inevitably, somebody's going to hit a home run to make it like Dodgers 16, Pirates 1, and then fall in the dugout and be injured.
Yeah, it's probably true.
But I did like who is assigned to be the guy who carries like the red cone behind the person who wears the welding helmet. I'm sure that was probably discussed.
Speaking of your boy Cruz, you might want to let him make some really terrible defensive mistakes more often if he feels like he has to make up for it on the offensive side of things.
Are you finding? Now you understand my pain. Okay,
I get
now
it.
you
Yeah,
understand
sure.
my pain. On one day you're like, he's lollygagging. He's a bunch of lollygaggers, and you're thinking we got to get rid of this guy. And then you have games like last night.
He's basically in a one-man wrecking crew today, too.
Three-run homer today, two homers yesterday. And you know what? The play that you're describing where he ran into Reynolds that allowed the Reds to score a run, I guess, in the fourth inning yesterday. More on that in a minute. That wasn't his fault.
No, I meant the opening game with Skeens.
He had a ball
in the
last
outfield.
night.
Yeah.
He had a ball last night in the fourth inning where he and Reynolds are converging on a can of cornball, and Reynolds wouldn't let him catch the ball, and it falls, and they ended up scoring a run. By the way, that was a crazy inning because at that point of the game, it was 5-1 Pirates, right? The very next pitch, for whatever reason, Francona decides Friedel needs to bunt. Okay, you're down 5-1 with two guys on, a run in, and nobody out, and so you decide, oh, well, you know what? I'm just going to give up and out here, to move a couple of guys into scoring position. And Bubba Chandler makes a great play, throws a seed to second base, and turns it into a double play, and suddenly the rally's killed. I like Francona, but I have no idea what he was thinking there. No idea.
Yeah, that reminds me. Reminds me a lot of the Reds, like for the last 10 years. I don't know what it is with bunting and the Reds and giving up outs. And they're obviously not hitting the ball very well right now either, and giving up outs is not a great thing to do. Friedel's one of your better bat guys that you have up there. Now, he's a good bunter. I mean, maybe what you're thinking
the best
is
one you got, right?
Yeah, well, one of the best in the league even. Yeah, so maybe you're thinking, he can get it done or whatever it might be. So maybe I see rolling the dice a little bit there, but generally speaking, I don't like giving up an out when you have 0 outs and a guy already in scoring position, because all you're saying is you want to eliminate the double play, which you bunted into anyway.
Yeah, but you're down 5-1.
Yeah, you're down multiple runs, so you need to string them together.
Yeah, you got to be playing for a big inning. You can't be playing for I think it was Earl Weaver that said this best, that when you get in position to get one run in an inning, that's the total number of runs you normally get. Okay, that's not the way you set up a big inning. Hey, before we go on, you wanted to say something about the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
Yeah.
So what's the deal on that?
The critic reviews are in. They don't like it.
So are you going to go out and see it?
I'm not going to go to a theater for it. No, I might see it when it comes out on streaming, but.
Help me. What is the target audience? Is this a children's movie? Is it a movie for people who play video games? Is it mindless entertainment?
And can I just, from what I understand, not to interrupt you on this, but it looks like that they looked at you and went, yes. And
Yes.
and basically just tried to. It's like they crammed everything. You got Chris Pratt, the hot actor. You have a couple of other voice actors that are coming on board this time. Mm-hmm. You got a little adult humor. You got a little silly humor. You got a little bit of callbacks to things. You got a little bit of send-ups of other movies. It's just maybe a little too much.
Yeah, I think the major flaw in relation to like video games and films and the relationship between the two is that they're ultimately two mediums that are trying to do the same thing but in fundamentally different ways. The whole point of video games is that the player is given agency, and films, you don't have any agency as a viewer. It is something for you to take in and just let it happen to you.
So when Minecraft was such a surprise major hit,
yes,
the thought was, wow, this is just going to open up the floodgates, and any sort of film that's associated with a popular video game is going to bring people to the theater.
Maybe. Here's the thing. I do believe that there's a market for video game movies, but that doesn't guarantee the quality of video game movies. I guarantee you that the Mario Galaxy movie is going to make a lot of money.
Sure will. Yeah, sure will. So I guess the question is, Mario Brothers is a brand that is worth billions of dollars, but is the Mario Brothers movie franchise worth billions of dollars?
I don't know, but let's go to Coop. He's raising his hand. You there in the front row.
I hate cutting people off, so I just didn't want to cut anybody off this time. My last observation on this would be the first Mario movie also was a nostalgia fest.
Oh yeah, it definitely was.
And sequels, by definition, are not nostalgia driven. It's a sequel of the thing that already exists.
That's why for this one they're branching out to other franchises. There are some characters in the Mario films that in the Mario Galaxy film that are not Mario characters.
So is this movie in the theaters now, or are these reviews just coming out before it opens this weekend?
These reviews are coming out early. I do believe it's coming out later today. It's like one of those like night premieres tonight, maybe.
And you know what? For people who are fans of Mario Brothers, these reviews probably don't mean a thing. Yeah. They're all coming to the movie anyway.
I was actually talking to TJ Meadows about this earlier today because he has a kid and he was planning on seeing the movie today. And he said you talk about sports too much.
Oh, TJ said that?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Oh.
No. Coop, do you believe him? That's
Actually,
possible.
I have no idea.
You know what? That happens a lot when we go out. It's like we have people who say, you're doing a sports show, but you don't talk enough about sports. And then we have other people who say, you talk too much about sports. Yeah. So we got them right where we want them.
Yeah, I figured
we got them right where we want them. Here's our question of the day, and it is sponsored by Salango Law. So NASA is targeting a 2-hour launch window that opens at 6:24 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. For Artemis II, the rocket is now fully fueled. The space agency says there's an 80% chance of favorable weather conditions to launch Artemis II today. The weather conditions are forecast to be the best of all the days in the current launch window. So here's the question. If you were one of the 4 astronauts on Artemis II, what's the one song you'd have to play as you watch the Earth get smaller in the window? All right? If you were one of the 4 astronauts on Artemis II today, what's the one song you'd have to play as you watch the Earth get smaller in the window? To respond, text those in 304-TALK 304, 304-8255-304. You can tweet me. I'm on X for now at Weekly, WEEKLEY. One word, 3 E's, WEEKLEY. Oh, now we've got some serious business to get into. The news of what's going on in West Virginia. And for that, we've got Jeff Jenkins.
Wasn't it just 48 hours ago that we sat here in this same studio when the Reds were 3-1, and it was like, oh, yeah. But Coop and I both cautioned. I think if you go rewind, check the tape.
Yep.
We both cautioned it was early, as Dave tried to bait us. Very much tried to bait us.
Mm-hmm.
Bait us, but we resisted the bait. And now the Reds will end their first 6 games at 3-3. You would, if you went into the season, you say, well, if you could get 1 of 3 from the Red Sox, maybe, and beat the Pirates 2 of 3, you'd be 3-3. Okay, so they're 3-3. More disappointing though when you started 3-1 that you're 3-3
for sure.
Okay,
Right.
but you are 3-3. You go out on the road for 7 games. Good for the Pirates. Pitching is good. Cruz can't field, but he can hit, at least for the last 2 days.
Lead National League in home runs after 6 games. And despite the fact that O'Hearn, who had a 3-run homer last night, and Lau didn't even play today, why they're giving guys off 6 games into the season with an off day tomorrow, who knows? But they won the game today 8-3. Hey, what do you got in the news?
All right, at the website, Amazon has opened their largest facility in West Virginia, down in Beaver, in Raleigh County, Dave, and you can read about that. Nice. It's the lead story at the website. The state revenue collection numbers are in for the month, and the state still collecting more revenue than it thought it would. Modest, but still above estimate. That story at the website. We had a chicken coop burglary where a woman was living in a chicken coop. This is no April Fool's story, but a woman is charged with burglary because she invaded the chicken coop where another woman was living.
Wow.
Yeah, we've got that. That's
wow.
Read about that at WVMetroNews.com. And we're monitoring the governor because he's got a deadline of tonight to sign bills, veto bills, or let them become law without his signature.
All right, Jeff, thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate that. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more in just a moment. Stay tuned. It's
It's 2 hours of sports conversation to wrap up your weekend. It's the City Net Sunday Night Sports Line. Hey, this is Travis Jones. Join myself and Greg Hunter every Sunday night from 6:06 until 8 o'clock as we wrap up the sports weekend. We talk Mountaineers, high school, Mountain East Conference.
There's often an assumption that my nasal congestion, my sneezing, my runny nose, these are just things that I have to live with. A lot of times patients will tell me, I've tried every allergy medication, every nasal spray, I've done it all, doc. And then I'll frequently say, what about this? You need to come to the WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center. If those things haven't worked, there are new options, new treatments. There's probably something we can do to help. You don't just have to live with those symptoms.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All-new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All-new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
You want to know what West Virginia is talking about?
It's good to be back in Morgantown today.
Now it's different.
I think it's mostly just business.
What I voted for and what I think makes the most sense.
Well, Dave, this has been a bit of a controversy.
I want to thank the caller last week that said I sounded like Hoppy Kercheval. That was flattering.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talk Line on Metro News Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Stay connected to what's happening today in West Virginia.
What about this or what about that? And it just went back and forth. And I was just the guy reading the text. Okay, so what's your take on the whole thing?
Well, now you just get me fired up. Now
right.
Now you just
so I'm gonna turn on. I'm gonna run down to Wendy's and grab a burger, and I'll be back.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Jeff Jenkins. President Donald Trump speaks to the nation tonight on the war in Iran. U.S. Senator Shelimar Capito says she'll be listening.
I think he would like to see, and I would like to see him get Iran to stand down for their proxies, Hamas and Hezbollah and the Houthis. And so what kind of negotiations are going on? So I'll be interested to hear what the president had to say. I saw a news report this morning that he said that they are in negotiation with the Iranians, and I think that's good news. We want the Straits of Hormuz opened, and I'm sure he'll address that tonight.
Capito says she expects Trump also tonight to address the timing issue of the war and what victory looks like to him. The state fire marshal's office investigating a fatal fire in Fairmont. The blaze broke out this morning in an apartment house on Waldon Avenue. Fairmont Fire Captain Dustin Lambert.
They did locate a adult victim in one of the apartments that was a fatality. So they continued to fight the fire. Fire was placed under control at around 9:20 11:20 a.m.
The name of the victim has not been released. The State Professional Charter School Board weighing in on the legal wranglings about whether there should be religious exemptions allowed in the state's mandatory school entry vaccination law. The Charter Board voted today to file a friend of the court brief on that case, which is before the state Supreme Court. The board says it's in favor of religious exemptions. Read more at WVMetroNews.com. You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Hi, I'm Eli Henthorne, project surveyor at CEC. Starting my career at CEC was the best decision I ever made. I wanted to explore new areas in land surveying, and CEC offered just that. I've grown so much serving diverse markets and rapidly advancing my career, and it's more than just work. CEC is like family, supporting me every step of the way. CEC is where your career takes flight. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit CECinc.com.
Worried about paying for college? Metro News is proud to present the 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program, where one high school junior in West Virginia will win a full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan College, including room, board, tuition, and fees. For details, go to WVMetroNews.com and click the Apply Now button. Deadline is May 3rd. The 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program, presented by Greer Industries and the West Virginia Hospital Association. Go to WVMetroNews.com and apply today by May 3rd.
A West Virginia high school athletic director supports the SSAC Board of Control's move to put a new transfer policy on the books after Governor Patrick Morrisey signed the bill that repeals the rule that's been around for 3 years. Spring Valley AD Tim George.
I think we found a middle ground. Here in West Virginia, I know that school choice is a big factor for a lot of people, and I think the school choice people were able to still have enough freedom there for them to do what they want to do.
The new policy allows for transfers, but before the students become upperclassmen. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Jeff Jenkins.
Hey, everything okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Honey. Hey, I'm here for you. Tell me about school today.
When kids can't find the right words, music can help them sound it out. Talk to the kids in your life about their emotional well-being. Find tools and resources at sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal Ventures.
All right, welcome back. 26 minutes till the hour. We'll get into the sound of sports here in just a minute. Jeff Erickson from RotoWire coming up in about 12 or 13 minutes or so. Perfect time to have him on because a lot of us are just coming off our fantasy baseball drafts, rotisserie drafts, and so you got an opportunity. You may still have a draft coming up, or you may have drafted your team, and now you're like, I don't like this team. So you may be looking to be making some moves. If you got any questions for Jeff, send me a text on that, 304-TALK, 304-304-8255-304. Coop, I don't know if you noticed today, but, man, there's a ton of afternoon games, and we are cycling back now to opening day starters. There are so many number one starters who are pitching today.
Yeah, right. That's absolutely true. They're starting to see them come back around on your lists and things.
So they're coming around for their second start of the year. So we'll get into some of that a little bit later on. One other quick baseball thing. So Buster Olney reporting today for ESPN about 1:45. So that story has been out for just under 2 hours about the Pirates' negotiations with Connor Griffin. According to Buster Olney, he says they're in deep negotiations. The Pirates, Coop, stop me if you've heard this story before. The Pirates are having an issue about the money.
Oh,
okay.
You're kidding.
It's a money issue.
No way.
According to Olney, the Bucks are offering 8 years, $111 million. That's similar to the deal that Corbin Carroll got with the Diamondbacks 3 years ago. Connor Griffin's representatives are looking for a little bit of a nicer neighborhood, 8 years, $130 million. That's the kind of numbers that Roman Anthony got from the Red Sox when the Red Sox signed him up late last year. So there's a little activity there. And I tell you, you know who else is also maybe on the verge of getting a deal, or at least they're talking. Coop, it looks like, and we've just mentioned this very briefly in the 5 o'clock hour of the show yesterday, it looks like the Cardinals are talking to the representatives of J.J. Weatherholt about a long-term deal. He's a hot prospect, obviously, and all of this stuff is, bubbling up now after Colt Emerson, the can't-miss infield prospect of the Mariners, got a deal yesterday, 8 years, $95 million, the largest in baseball history to a player who has never played a major league game.
It's crazy.
So there's big money for those guys out there, and it makes sense for the players to sign these deals because you could get hit by a bus tomorrow, and it makes really good sense for the teams as well, because they're making money hand over fist, and they're going to continue to make money into the foreseeable future.
So what will happen when the first one of these guys that never has seen a major league at bat or pitch or thrown a pitch in the major leagues, what happens when one of these guys get a multi-year deal and then they're a complete bust?
No, that's very possible.
And it'll happen eventually.
And it will happen.
If we keep doing this, it's definitely going to happen. But what will that then do to the market?
Yeah,
because we've seen that happen in the past, where as soon as Cleveland signed Deshaun Watson, like the league colluded to ruin quarterback contracts for the next 3 years, basically. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
So the story here is that the Cardinals may be talking with Weatherholt or his representatives about a deal going forward. And that Buster Olney today is reporting that the Pirates and Connor Griffin are deep in the negotiations in an 8-year deal. Buck's talking about $111 million, and the reps for Griffin are thinking about $130. So they're really not that far apart. We'll see what happens. All right, the Sound of Sports. Let's get into that. Start with college baseball. Last night in Tucson, 13th ranked WVU topped Arizona 7-4. Mountaineers are now 20-5. Wildcats pitchers gave WVU a lot of help in this one. They walked 10 Mountaineer batters and hit 2 more. Here's the last out of the game.
In the Big 12 to Central Florida. Lifted, left field, long run toward the foul line. It's run down. And the fine season continues for the Mountaineers, as a team that stands number 13 in the RPI wins for the 20th time this season. Timely hitting, outstanding defense, and a really good collection of pitching. As West Virginia heading back home after taking 2 of 3 from ASU and then stopping in Tucson before heading back to Morgantown, West Virginia. And they do so with the victory.
All right, Carson Estridge got the win for West Virginia. Mountaineers open a weekend set at home against 23rd-ranked UCF on Friday. Meanwhile, in Huntington, the Herd had high hopes for their 5-game homestand when it began, but after losing to WVU and being swept by Coastal Carolina last weekend, Marshall dropped a 5-3 decision to Ohio last night in a midweek game. For the Bobcats, it was just their 6th win in 28 games so far this season. Head coach Greg Beal sounds less than pleased.
Yeah, just incredibly disappointed in how we played tonight. Tonight was a great opportunity for us to get back in winning ways after a tough week against high-caliber competition, and just very disappointed in how we played. I'm embarrassed. I apologize. I apologize to Herd Nation. I've failed to get the guys ready to go tonight. Not exactly sure what it was, but obviously we didn't have them ready to go.
So the Herd opens a 3-game stay in Boone against App State tomorrow night. On the ice last night in Pittsburgh, Geno Malkin was back, and so was the Penn Swagger in a 5-1 win over the Red Wings. Penn's built an early 3-0 lead and held Detroit at bay the rest of the night. Let's jump ahead to the third period when the Pens keep adding on.
Sider back in his own zone. A ton of pressure again. Soderblom and Achari, and Soderblom's got it. Backs to Shea. Shoots! Loose in front. Score! Achari! He's got another. This line strikes again. 5-1 Pittsburgh.
So the Wings have dropped 4 of 5 and remain on the outside looking in at the last 2 Eastern Conference wildcard spots. Pens will look to keep it going tomorrow night at Tampa Bay. Pens goalie Stuart Skinner stopped 22 shots last night and says this was a huge win.
Yeah, it's been great. I think, right now all we're thinking about is getting 2 points each game. We were able to get some really good games in just, switching me and Artie back and forth. So as long as that keeps on getting us 2 points, I can't really tell the future for you.
The Pens remain in second place in the Metropolitan Divisions with 7 games left. In D.C., the Caps' Alex Ovechkin scored twice and hit the 30-goal mark for the 20th time in his career as the Caps beat the Flyers 6-4. Ovi got his second goal of the night in the third period after the Flyers had made it a 1-goal game.
Washington, slot pass deflected. Strome rolls it up top. Bring it on around for Chikrin. Down low, Ovechkin. Score! The captain diving Washington back into a 2-goal lead.
Ovi now has 928 career goals. The Caps are at Jersey tomorrow night to take on the Devils. And in Columbus, the Jackets have picked a bad time to cool off. Carolina defeated the Blue Jackets 5-2 last night as the Hurricanes remain tied with Buffalo for the top seed in the East.
Fabro doesn't have a stick. Hit the ice to make the save. Now he's battling with Stahl. Ehlers, so no stick for Fabro. A chance for the Canes here. An opportunity. Shot. Score! Nikolai Ehlers from distance. His 24th goal of the year. And the hard-working Canes have the lead again.
All right, so thanks to Ottawa, Detroit, and the Flyers all losing last night, the Jackets still have the last wild card spot in the East with 88 points. These same two teams, the Jackets and Carolina, meet tomorrow night in Raleigh. And the NFL meetings in Phoenix continue. New Steelers coach Mike McCarthy says he's got a new assignment, but the goal remains the same.
So, yeah, and you have change. Yeah, now you turn the page. It's, new coaching staff. It'll be a new system of operation, so it's important for us to connect. Winning's a huge part of the Pittsburgh Steeler culture. I'm bringing a winning process to Pittsburgh, and we plan on winning.
All right, that's going to do it for the Sound of Sports. We'll take a quick break. Jeff Erickson from RotoWire is coming up next.
The stock market, economy, tariffs, interest rates. We hear a lot about these topics. But what does it all mean for you as you plan for your future? Join us on Thursday for Money Minutes at 3:45 on Hotline as Huntington Bank's local wealth team cuts through the noise and shares how market conditions are impacting us right here in West Virginia. I'm Matt Harris, a member of the local Huntington Bank wealth team. I invite you to catch Money Minutes Thursday on Hotline for insight that will help you navigate your financial future.
Hi, I'm Nathan Adkins with CEC. Why did I choose CEC? It's simple. As a Huntington native and a Marshall grad, I'm thrilled to work in CEC's Charleston office, giving back to my community. At CEC, I dive into every engineering aspect, learning from West Virginia's best. Being employee-owned means that I have a stake in my future. We're not just names on projects, we connect with clients, adding personality to every job. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
Metro News Hotline, brought to you by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
There's often an assumption that my nasal congestion, my sneezing, my runny nose, these are just things that I have to live with. A lot of times patients will tell me, I've tried every allergy medication, every nasal spray, I've done it all, doc. And then I'll frequently say, what about this? You need to come to the WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center. If those things haven't worked, there are new options, new treatments. There's probably something we can do to help. You don't just have to live with those symptoms.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
The conversation starts long before the game.
He doesn't do this to other guests, but every time I'm on here, he creates distractions. Disrespectful. With his phone. I mean,
I have to have the phone on in case Pete Thamel breaks another story.
Join Tony Caridi, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television, available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronews.com.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
There's often an assumption that my nasal congestion, my sneezing, my runny nose, these are just things that I have to live with. A lot of times patients will tell me, I've tried every allergy medication, every nasal spray, I've done it all, doc. And then I'll frequently say, what about this? You need to come to the WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center. If those things haven't worked, there are new options, new treatments. There's probably something we can do to help. You don't just have to live with those symptoms.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
All the sports West Virginia is talking about.
Nikki Izzo-Brown, coach of the nationally ranked WVU women's soccer team.
I think they're just having a very good understanding of each other.
Join Kyle Wiggs, Brett Howe, and Coach Hunter weeknights for Sportsline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
There's often an assumption that my nasal congestion, my sneezing, my runny nose, these are just things that I have to live with. A lot of times patients will tell me, I've tried every allergy medication, every nasal spray, I've done it all, doc. And then I'll frequently say, what about this? You need to come to the WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center. If those things haven't worked, there are new options, new treatments. There's probably something we can do to help. You don't just have to live with those symptoms.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
His MO, but I think the loss of velocity is concerning. What's your take on Tyone?
Yeah, he had a terrible spring. That's something absolutely to be concerned about there because he's already working on the margins to begin with. Not a super hard thrower anymore at this stage in his career. They have got Ben Brown working out of the bullpen, and I could see a flip-flop of those roles at some point in time unless the velocity kicks up for Tyon.
Let's talk a little bit about Singo, the Mets. He really had a great spring, and even though the Mets didn't win yesterday against the Cardinals, he looked pretty good. What's your take on Singo going forward?
Yeah, 9 Ks in that one there. Really blew away all the props on that one. The velocity is something we were watching in the spring. Confidence was an issue with Singo, and he even admitted it before the game that he was trying to get his confidence back. So got positive reinforcement from that outing against the Cardinals. He used to be a really strong starting pitcher. We thought there was going to be a big breakout before his injury. So definitely something we're watching. But, yeah, this would be huge for the Mets if they can get a stable version of him.
Talking to Jeff Erickson from RotoWire. A couple more pitcher questions for you, Jeff. I'm thinking that maybe the Major League debut last night for Andrew Painter of the Phillies could not have gone any better. He was spectacular.
Yeah, absolutely. And it seems like he's been around forever, and yet he's only turning 23 this year. He hit high levels of the minors in 2022, and then had 2-year block seasons due to arm injuries. Last year was pretty shaky in AAA, but it was the first year back. Command wasn't great. I love seeing the 8 strikeouts yesterday. Really fun outing.
There are already some games that have gone Final Four, in fact, and one of them is the Orioles. The Orioles beat the Rangers today 8-3. But there's concerns about the O's pitching staff, and Zach Eflin had to leave the game last night.
Yeah.
RMI on his elbows at some point today. We don't have the news on that yet, but if he's gone for an extended period of time, that's a big blow.
Absolutely. He was having a great spring. Last year was an injury-racked season. The Orioles had this great stretch of pitching matchup early on in the season. Minnesota, Texas this series. The next series, I think, is another strong. I recall correctly the Pirates, but at any rate, losing him for for at least a couple of weeks here is pretty tough. It's an elbow problem. Usually implies a lot longer. Tough break there.
Hey, I'll get you out of here on this. You're a Reds guy, so Andrew Abbott got beat today. But I wanted to ask you about Brandon Williamson. His start yesterday, last night, was a little bit concerning. What kind of fantasy value does he have right now?
He's only a really deep mixed league there, and I think he's kind of one of those streamers. Unfortunately, yesterday was supposed to be one of those better matchups, home start against the Pirates. Obviously didn't go very well, got knocked around. This is the guy that missed all of last season with Tommy John, so you kind of expect some bumps in the road, but also he probably didn't have the super highest ceiling to begin with. As soon as Nick Lodolo is back, he's probably in the bullpen. Yeah,
and the thing about Lodolo is I guess he's scheduled for a rehab start tomorrow, and maybe we'll get a start next week against Miami?
That's the plan, yeah. Lodolo's supposed to throw about 65, 70 pitches in this rehab start. So assuming all goes well, he doesn't have recurrence with the blister, then you're going to see Lodolo back in there, and probably Williamson going back to the bullpen, especially because Chase Burns was stretched out pretty nicely in his first start, as was Rhett Lauder. The Reds initially said they're going to go 6 starters for 5 spots, and then kind of piggyback Williamson on one of those guys. The need for that might be diminishing pretty quickly.
All right, Jeff, have a safe trip to Madison, and we'll talk again next week.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right, Jeff Erickson, Coop, from the airport, dropping serious fantasy baseball. Was he in line for a burger or something, or was he literally standing at the gate?
No, I think he was sitting at a restaurant outside the gate.
Nice.
Yeah.
He filled his slot. He took slot. That was good.
Didn't sound like he was all that nervous about waiting in a huge line or anything.
No, not at all. Baseball today. Pirates beat the Reds at Great American Ballpark 8-3. Skeens gets the win. He's 1-1. After the Mets meltdown on opening day, his ERA has now dropped to 9.53. Andrew Abbott took the loss for the Reds. He's 0-1, 3.09 after 2 starts to begin the year. Other finals in the American League and in baseball today. I watched a little bit of the Braves game. Braves were a winner today. Chris Sale's 2-0, 0.75 ERA after 2 starts. They beat the Sacramento Athletics 5-1. I mentioned the O's beat the Rangers 8-3 this afternoon. And the Marlins put it on the White Sox in a big, big way. Sandy Alcantara, 2-0 with an ERA of 0 in 2 starts to start the year. The Marlins beat the White Sox 10-0. All right, we'll take a break and wrap up hour number 1 in a minute.
Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
There's often an assumption that my nasal congestion, my sneezing, my runny nose, these are just things that I have to live with. A lot of times patients will tell me, I've tried every allergy medication, every nasal spray, I've done it all, doc. And then I'll frequently say, what about this? You need to come to the WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center. If those things haven't worked, there are new options, new treatments. There's probably something we can do to help. You don't just have to live with those symptoms.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
You want to know what West Virginia is talking about?
It's good to be back in Morgantown today.
Now it's different.
I think it's mostly just business.
What I voted for and what I think makes the most sense.
Well, Dave, this has been a bit of a controversy.
I want to thank the caller last week that said I sounded like Hoppy Kirchhoff. That was flattering.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talk Line on Metro News Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Warmer drives and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
All right, that's it for the first hour of the show. We'll keep it going until 6 o'clock this afternoon. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll take a break. When we come back, Tom Bragg on the Herd, High School and more. We'll play Pick 1 at 4:30 and Tony Caridi from Las Vegas at 5:33. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Hoppy Kirchhoff, 5:55 a.m. How early did you get in that day, by the way?
Probably 3:30. Probably 3:30.
How long did you do sign-on shift?
I signed on like 7 years.
Not all.
6 days a week for 7 years.
Lightweight.
I know. Couldn't do it now. Now when I wake up at 3:30 is to go to the bathroom. And go back to bed.
Welcome to the 2 o'clock hour, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com.
on a Wednesday, and I apologize because Stephanie Pauly is our producer, one of the producers of the show, and normally she has everything. We have a thing we call the run sheet, when we have who we're calling and what we're doing and so on. And so, and Stephanie, I don't even know whether you know this, I did the run sheet today, and I put the wrong date on. I put 2025 on it, because how many of us in modern day actually write the date out anymore? I mean, you did it when you were in school, you did it back when people wrote checks and whatever. This may have been the first day that I have written the date down, and I was responsible for putting together the sheet. And my co-host, the lovely and talented AB, starts the show by saying January 24th, 2025, because she read it directly off the sheet, and it is indeed the year of our Lord, 2026.
Oh, yeah, he did find something out. Something, you're related to Thomas Jefferson?
Well, no, I'm not related to Thomas Jefferson, but I am related to Samuel Kercheval, who was a historian who...
I'm going to tell you something about Samuel Kercheval. Him and Jefferson out smoking corn silk. Kercheval told him, Thomas, I don't know about this country. Might want to start again.
He could...
So I don't have a monitor here, so I really can't see what happens at the beginning of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So at what point do I pop up? When the music starts and Mr. Announcer comes on?
Yeah.
So they see all the little panic things that I do that I'm still in the process of setting up?
Yes. They see you shuffle about uncomfortably. They see you blow the dust off your headphones. They see you put in like 2 cough drops at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I don't do 2 at the same time. Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't know that. I should probably... Now, these shows are archived, right? So I can go back and watch them.
Yes.
So I could live this show in real time and then go home and, when I say something to Linda like, hey, did you hear when I did this? And I don't watch it. Well, let's get in front of the TV and watch me do it again for 3 straight hours.
Yes, it's archived just like the audio podcast.
Ah, that's right.
And see, this is the thing that gets the NCAA in trouble, when it goes to court here. Is there a clock or not? Greg, we talk about the clock all the time. Mm-hmm. If he began in 2019, the clock should have run out, whether he's played the 4 years or not. And that's part of the argument, because some guys go right through the clock, right? TJ Finley, we've mentioned many times on this show. 7th team coming up this year. He's playing for Incarnate Word. He's played 7 seasons at 7 different schools. Now, why hasn't his clock started? Why doesn't he have the 5-year clock? So if you're Aguilar, I get it.
He just bounced him off the ropes. Somebody save this man. Oh, my Lord. Oh. Very nice, very nice. He hit him with everything he didn't want.
Ten seconds remaining.
Going to be a direct snap here.
Snap back. It's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws. He's got an open man. Pass top 10. 5. End zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up, and Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable gutsy play call, and then perfect execution by these Falcons.
Things aren't always going to be great. And sometimes, you can work really, really hard and it's still not great. You're still not successful. But, if you continue to do it, one way or another, things are going to be work out. You're going to be successful. And it may not be in the world's eyes, but, God's made us this way. He's blessed us with so many things. And I think that's one of our attributes that we need to have is we're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to work hard. And if it doesn't work out exactly how we want, just keep plugging away because God's got better plans.
This is Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law. Metro News Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour
navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more
from a Mountain State point of view. Hotline is a no politics zone.
You can join the conversation.
Text the show at 304-825-5304.
304-TALK-304.
Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right, welcome back to the show. Hour number 2, How Do You Do? Metro News Hotline. Oh, beautiful day here in Charleston. You know, some of our listening area, though, battening down the hatches. Getting hard rain, some hail, winds 60 miles an hour, so be careful out there. Be careful out there. So far here in Charleston, though, looking pretty good. Temperature around 74 degrees, blue skies, partly cloudy skies as we operate here until 6 o'clock. Glad to have you tuned in wherever you're listening to the show inside the state of West Virginia or beyond the borders, just trying to get a read on what's going on back home. We hope you're having a good day. We've got a busy hour planned for you. We'll take a look back at what happened in the financial markets today. Another pretty good day on Wall Street. So the Wall Street pros kind of like the direction where the conflict in the Middle East is going. We'll see if that holds or not. But for one day, it was up after yesterday's big gains. We'll reset our question of the day around Artemis II, which is set to launch for the moon today at nearly 6:30, if the weather cooperates. Tom Bragg from 580 WCHS, part of the Dream Team, is going to join me to talk about Marshall, high school sports, and more. That'll be coming up in a couple of minutes. We've got the entertainment report at around 4:25 this afternoon. We'll play Pick One at 4:33 today. So Abrar Al-Hidi back in the mix for our tech news report. She's out of the box today. She'll return next week, so that gives us a chance to play Pick One, so we'll take advantage of that. A little bit later on in the hour, we'll open up the On This Date file, have the 5 things to know at 5 o'clock. Probably more than 5 things because we've got a whole boatload of Major League Baseball games that are taking place this afternoon. 5 o'clock hour is highlighted by Tony Caridi joining me at around 5:33 from Las Vegas as West Virginia prepares to play in the Crown Tournament tomorrow against the Stanford Cardinal of the ACC. There is a pair of Crown basketball games scheduled for tonight in Vegas. So we'll talk to Tony about that and a little bit more. Then we'll have more of your responses to our question of the day before we get on out of here at 6 o'clock. All right, let's go ahead and start with what happened in the financial market. So the Dow was up 0.5% today. The Dow closing up 224 points, closing at 46,565. S&P 500 was up 0.75%, gained almost 47 points today, 65.75 at the close. NASDAQ up 1.2%, gained 250 points, 21,840 on the tech-heavy NASDAQ. So there was a bit of a flight to growth stocks. Value stocks, big integrated oils, they took a little bit of a hit today, and they have been running for a while, so they were overdue. Maybe we were due for a pullback on oil stocks today. You know, among stocks of local interest to West Virginia that were big percentage gainers or losers today, Google was up 3.3%, gained $9.61, $297.17 at the close. Halliburton, conversely, was down 2.8%, lost $1.08, $37.91. And Exxon, which had been running, was down 5% today, lost $8.58, $161.08 at the close of trading today. And I did want to mention that you can go beyond the headlines tomorrow at 3:45 here on Metro News Hotline as Shelley Hustle will be back for Money Minutes from Huntington Bank. Portfolio managers deliver market analysis, examining the trends behind the scenes, and providing insightful commentary to help your investments work for you. Real expertise, real answers. Money Minutes from Huntington Bank tomorrow at 3:45 right here on Hotline. And from the energy space today, oil was down 2%. Lost $2. WTI on the NYMEX creeping down, but still really up there, closing at $99.38. Nat gas was down almost 2.5% today. At the moment, anyway. It's down 7 cents, trading currently at $2.81 per unit. And Bitcoin today up 1/2, well, actually flat today, up less than $100. A Bitcoin going for $68,106 at the close. All right, here's our question of the day. All right, question of the day. NASA is targeting a 2-hour launch window that opens at 6:24 tonight for Artemis II. Going to leave the Earth, circle back around the moon, and return. It'll be a 10-day trip. The question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law. If you were one of the 4 astronauts on Artemis II, what's the one song you'd have to play as you watch the Earth get smaller in the window? If you were one of the 4 astronauts on Artemis II, what's the one song you'd have to play as you watch the Earth get smaller in the window? To respond, text those in, 304-TALK 304, 304-8255-304. I'm on X at Weekly, WEEKLEY, one word, 3 E's, WEEKLEY. One quick baseball note, the Pirates have already beaten the Reds today, 8-3 in the rubber game of their 3-game stay in Cincinnati. Paul Skeens rebounding from his shortest outing of his career. Through 5 strong innings today, allowed 5 runs. After he allowed 5 runs on 4 hits, walked 2, and hit a batter, retiring just 2 men last Thursday in New York against the Mets. Today, he allowed just 1 run on 3 hits, struck out 5, and walked 2. 77 pitches, 51 for strikes, and the Pirates got all the offense. He got a little offense early in the game as O'Neill Cruz hit a 3-run homer in the first inning, and the Reds went on to lose the game to the Pirates, the final 8-3 this afternoon. All right, let me get Tom Bragg in here from the Dream Team, 580 WCHS. How you doing today, Tom?
Good, Dave. How are you?
Man, I got so much stuff to talk to you about. I think I want to start with the high school stuff. All right?
Sure.
So now we have changed the transfer rules again here in West Virginia. And to just briefly outline this, high school athletes can transfer to another school once before September 1st of their freshman or sophomore year without penalty. Those who transfer after the 10th grade year would be subject to sitting out a season before they're eligible. And under these new rules, players can transfer back to their original school and will be eligible only if they return before their junior year. I think everybody seems relatively happy with this compromise. What do you think?
Yeah, when we talked a couple weeks ago and we're kind of speculating on what the new rule might look like, I think I said it'll probably be a mix of what it used to be and what they had tried to do, and it feels like that's kind of where we're at. It's essentially the same for freshmen and sophomores, but it's essentially the old rules for juniors and seniors now. If you transfer as a junior or senior, you got to sit out a year. So yeah, I think it's a step in the right direction. We'll see how it works when it starts getting applied in June. With it going into effect in June, Dave, I would not be surprised to see a rush of transfers between now and June to get those in. Because if you look at the numbers, I think they split it this way because the majority of these transfers are coming from upperclassmen. So they're trying to limit that as much as possible. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm with you. I think it might be a step in the right direction.
So do you think this is going to be good news for teams here in the Valley that have really suffered in recent years because of low numbers or the best players in schools transferring to other schools? I'm talking about places like Riverside and St. Albans and South Charleston. Do you think those schools will benefit from these new rules?
Well, I don't think it's any coincidence that Sissonville has been decimated across the board with this transfer rule, and their local representative, Dana Farrell, has been the one who has really been the mouthpiece for all of this. So, yeah, I think you'll see teams like Sissonville, teams like St. Albans, South Charleston, Riverside, around the state. There's going to be teams that have suffered from this that are going to bounce back a little bit. Now, some of the teams that have benefited from this may take a step back, but I think a lot of those teams, a lot of those programs, like Martinsburg football, for example, they're not going to fall off because the transfer rule has changed. GW basketball is not going to fall off because the transfer rule has changed, but there may be some of that going both ways.
All right, let me ask about a couple of Marshall topics. So the Marshall women's team is playing in the Fab Four, the semifinals of the WNIT tonight. I mean, that was just a crazy game they had on Monday against Army, where they trailed for the majority of the game, and then in the fourth quarter, they outscored Army 21-0. I mean, I've seen quarters where teams get shut out before, but usually the team that shuts somebody else out is winning and winning by a large margin. That wasn't the case here. So they win in the quarterfinals, and now they're going to Jonesboro to play Arkansas State tonight. The athletic director for the Herd came out yesterday with a statement. Gerald Harrison came out with a statement yesterday saying he was really disappointed that Marshall wanted to host this game. Did he have a point? What do you think?
Yeah, I think he had a point. The way it was explained to me is that they didn't really get a chance to put a proper bid in because Arkansas State went to the tournament beforehand and just said, we'll pay whatever, mark us down to host. We will outbid whoever. That's coming from our friends and contacts at Arkansas State, the old 24/7 guys. They said there was something in place. Arkansas State was just going to do whatever it took to host the games. Unfortunate for Marshall, unfortunate for Gerald Harrison. You got a little egg on your face, I think, but I think he's said the right things and reacted the right way. The Herd fans are behind him. It'll be an interesting game. You know, that's a conference opponent. It's a team you know well. You've done a lot of scouting on them throughout the season, so I'm sure you've got tape you can go to. And man, who would have thought this Marshall women's basketball team? I know it's the WNIT, but who would have thought they would still be playing right now?
Well, the Marshall women's basketball team now has 26 wins. That ties ties the school record for the most wins. If they win tonight, they'll set a record. I mean, is there any way to project whether or not if Marshall wins this game tonight at Arkansas State, whether or not they would host the championship game of the WNIT?
Well, I think after how this whole hosting situation for the semifinal went down, that Marshall will do whatever it can to try to get that. We'll see who they play against. The team on the West Coast, was it Irvine that's on the West Coast in the tournament? There's a California team that has, similarly to Arkansas State, hosted throughout. You want to avoid them if possible if you really want to host. But yeah, I think they got a shot. We'll see what happens tonight. It's hard to predict this game. You know, you look at the game before. Marshall didn't look great for 3 quarters and then put up 0 points against in the fourth. Who knows what you're going to get tonight?
Yeah, so Marshall plays Arkansas State tonight. That game is on ESPN Plus. It tips at 8. Also at 8 o'clock, Illinois State plays South Dakota. That's the other semifinal in the women's WNIT. Earlier today, it's been reported that Landon Joseph, who had a good freshman year on the Marshall men's basketball team, plans to get into the portal, which honestly, Tom, after the way he played and after the way things are going with a group of 6 and players that are migrating to the power conferences from that level, that's not really a surprise, is it?
No, not at all. Maybe a surprise that he hadn't already gone into the transfer portal, but, the season ended, not quite a month ago. People take some time. Spring break's been in there. I figure we might see some more of these. Disappointing from the Marshall side to see a guy like Landon Joseph go. As you said, I thought he had a pretty good season, something you could really build on, a guy who could be a big piece going forward for Corny Jackson, but he's going to test the waters in the transfer portal. It's just the name of the game in 2026 right now.
Yeah, and the thing for Corny Jackson and the men's basketball team at Marshall, in the couple of years that Corny's been the head of the program, they've done a pretty good job of identifying talent coming into the program, turning those guys around, and Wyatt Fricks obviously was the exception, but the other players that they brought in, they've identified some pretty good players, and at this point in the group of 6, you can't really anticipate that anybody that is really, really good is going to be staying with your program for more than a year or two.
100%, yeah. If you're a school like Marshall or Arkansas State or Southern Miss or the Mountain West teams, if you've got a guy who does really well for your team, chances are he's not going to play for your team a whole lot longer. Again, it's just you feel almost numb to it. It's the type of thing I used to get fired up about, Dave, but it's just what it is now.
Yeah.
There's no use in getting fired up about it. That's just the way things are. So, I mean, it stinks for guys like Corny. You've got to basically re-recruit your guys to get them not to leave before you can go out and recruit and fill the holes for the guys who left. It's a tough spot for a group of 6 coaches.
Do we have any idea how much money Marshall has together to use to pay their roster at the beginning of any particular season? Are we talking about $1 million for the entire roster or less?
For basketball, it's probably less than that. I don't know the exact number, but it might be close to that. It is, but I would imagine it's less.
All right. Hey, I wanted to ask you before we get you out of here, and we're talking with Tom Bragg, 580 WCHS, part of the Dream Team here. We had a little segment about this topic yesterday about spring football and really the lack of news coming out of the WVU football program with Rich Rodriguez. Now, you covered the Mountaineers. You were the beat reporter for the Gazette-Mail for a season. It's got to be frustrating, right? If you want to write stories about spring football, you have subscribers to the newspaper who are interested in reading about this stuff, and there's virtually no access. Whose fault is this?
I don't know that it's necessarily anybody's fault. It's the prerogative of the football team to do whatever they want to do, I guess, with whether you're allowing fans to attend, allowing press conferences, doing those types of things to get with the media and communicate these things to the fans, but they don't have to. We've seen it at Marshall. I came up at the Mark Snyder era at Marshall, and access was limited depending on the day and how the coach felt. Rich seems a little more stable with his policies here. But it stinks for the fans. But I mean, it's up to the football coach. It's kind of their prerogative. It maybe a mark against Rich in the eyes of some of the people. But if they come out and win in the fall, nobody will care that they didn't get to watch spring football.
Yeah, I agree. And now let me ask you this, because I was having a conversation with somebody else about this last night. Do you think this story would be a little bit bigger, the lack of access, if West Virginia's football team had been better last year?
Yes, I do. I think if there were high expectations, I think if they were coming off a great season, a bowl win, contending for the Big 12, I think there would be a lot of pressure on them to open up a little bit because people would be chomping at the bit, donors, people with money and influence would want to know more than what they're getting. So, yeah, I think there's something to that. If they had been really good last year, I think you would hear a lot more about it.
And the other thing is, it's not like we've had a steady stream of information about Marshall spring football this spring either.
No, and I kind of wrote about this in the Beckley Register Herald last week. The juice from spring football is just gone. I think it's a completely different operation. The transfer portal has changed how coaches go about recruiting. You're trying to get guys in, trying to get guys eligible. People are going out. I think the access thing makes it much more difficult and much more worse for the fans, but it just seems like spring football doesn't have juice anywhere this year.
Yeah, I agree with that. And the other thing is, I don't know if this is the case all across the country, but it's almost as if teams here don't really care that much about spring games. They seem like the coaches in particular are dragged to these types of affairs. They're not even that crazy about even having them.
I think Marshall killed its spring game when they had it in the indoor facility on a beautiful day, 100 degrees outside, the sun was out, and they crammed everybody in the indoor facility. I can't speak for WVU, but for Marshall, it seems like that was kind of the jumping the shark moment with the spring game.
All right, well, we're just trying to fight the good fight for the fans, man. They just want to know more about their teams that they like. Hey, Tom, thanks for your time today. Hopefully we'll get you back here in studio sometime real soon.
We're going to try real hard, Dave. We've been caught up the last couple Wednesdays. We're going to get back in there soon.
Not a problem. Tom Bragg from the Dream Team 580 WCHS talking about high school and Marshall and a little WVU as well. Let's take a break, and when we come back, it'll be time for the Entertainment Report. Stay tuned.
Golf Week called Pete Dye Golf Club one of America's best modern courses. Golf Digest recently called Pete Dye one of America's 100 greatest courses, and Pete Dye calls it 18 of the most exciting and memorable holes I've ever built on one course. Pete Dye Golf Club invites you to join the only course named after the legendary designer himself. National, corporate, and local memberships available now for a limited time. Visit PeteDye.com to learn more. Come play where the Mountaineers play at Pete Dye Golf Club.
Hi, I'm Matt Bainbridge. I'm a principal with CEC and the survey practice lead in West Virginia. My journey with CEC started as a staff consultant in 2014. From surveys to well pad design, CEC has nurtured my growth. In 2015, they empowered me to build a remote sensing group, providing the resources to get the job done. The best part is with CEC support, my career and retirement plans are secure. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit CECinc.com.
Don't forget about our podcast.
Check out your favorite podcast provider
Or simply go to WVMetroNews.com and click on the podcast link.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law.
On Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Stay connected to what's happening today in West Virginia.
What about this and what about that? And it just went back and forth. And I was just the guy reading the text. Okay, so what's your take on the whole thing?
Well, now you just get me fired up. Now you just
so I'm gonna turn on. I'm gonna run down to Wendy's and grab a burger, and I'll be back.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television.
efforts to build a stronger West Virginia. The High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
There's often an assumption that my nasal congestion, my sneezing, my runny nose, these are just things that I have to live with. A lot of times patients will tell me, I've tried every allergy medication, every nasal spray, I've done it all, doc. And then I'll frequently say, what about this? You need to come to the WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center. If those things haven't worked, there are new options, new treatments. There's probably something we can do to help. You don't just have to live with those symptoms.
Ad Council.
All right, folks, 28 minutes past the hour, almost halfway home on this edition of Metro News Hotline. Time for Talkin' TV and more. Here are the latest entertainment headlines today from ABC.
ABC Entertainment News.
You deserve this. What are you doing here, Max?
Javier Bardem is a menacing murderer in the new trailer for the Apple TV series Cape Fear. Produced by Martin Scorsese and based on his 1991 psychological thriller of the same name, it stars Bardem as Max Cady, who wants revenge on the two people who put him behind bars.
Merry Christmas, Emporium!
A Jimmy Stewart biopic is coming this fall, titled Jimmy. It stars Riverdale's KJ Apa. It follows Stewart from his 1941 Oscar win for The Philadelphia Story through his time as a World War II combat pilot to his first post-war movie, It's a Wonderful Life. Jimmy hits theaters November 6th. Starting today, you can get to Sesame Street from Tubi. The free streaming service now has 250 classic episodes of the iconic children's program, and Hillary Scott of Grammy-winning country group Lady A celebrates her 40th birthday today. Andrea Dresdale, ABC News.
This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Jeff Jenkins. Amazon is operating out of its largest facility in the Mountain State in Raleigh County. Ribbon-cutting ceremony held today at the Beaver facility. Governor Patrick Morrisey, others on hand.
I want to applaud Amazon for coming in and providing these good-paying jobs for so many people. It makes such a difference because we can tell our kids and our grandkids, yes, there are going to be really good job opportunities right here in West Virginia.
It's a distribution facility. Amazon also recently opened a facility in Wood County. New life coming to a closed Fairmont plant.
One of the largest manufacturers of aluminum foil in Europe has purchased the Novelis plant in Fairmont that closed about a year ago. Asana Aluminum, through its subsidiary Kybar Americas, is expanding to the United States to strengthen their position in the global aluminum industry. In Fairmont, the company is conducting a detailed assessment and have not announced a date to begin production. I'm Mike Nolting for WVMetroNews.com.
U.S. Senator Sheila Moore Capito says she'll be listening when President Donald Trump addresses the nation tonight on the war in Iran.
I think the president's frustrated because our NATO partners, where we have bases all around Europe, are kind of turning their back on us right now in terms of wanting help in the Middle East. And I think that that's not a good thing from your NATO partners.
The speech scheduled for 9 tonight. You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Come on, Liam, let's go. Get open. Come on, go for it. Wake up. Wake up, Liam. Oh, come on, use your head. Gotta want it. Dominate.
There he goes again. Liam's dad yelling from the stands, trying to relive his glory days.
I know. We're just trying to have fun out here and play with our friends. Like, it's not that deep.
He seriously needs to get a grip.
Does he really think he's helping Liam play better?
I feel bad for Liam. I know he's embarrassed his dad ruins every game like this. I mean, I would be too.
Someone needs to tell him this isn't about him.
Yeah, stop trying to coach from the stands and just cheer.
That's what Liam wants.
That's what we all want.
Be your student's biggest fan, not their biggest critic. This message presented by the WVSSAC and the West Virginia Athletic Directors Association.
A Charleston man faces 10 to 40 years in prison after pleading guilty today to second-degree murder. 27-year-old William Selby stabbed to death 35-year-old Nicholas Hodge during a dispute near the Go-Mart in Kanawha City in June 2024. Selby was originally charged with first-degree murder. National Weather Service has a few extreme thunderstorm warnings out this afternoon. Some heavy storms are crossing parts of West Virginia as we got close to the 80-degree mark today. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Jeff Jenkins.
After my wife died, I felt like I lost everything, including my love of fishing. But one day, my granddaughter called, and I realized I still had a lot to look forward to. I got referred to a psychiatrist who explained depression can happen to anyone. Getting help doesn't make me weak. It makes me stronger. I just wish it made me better at fishing.
Mental health care is working for Diego. See what it can do for you at mentalhealthcareworks.org. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
All right, welcome back to the show. 26 minutes till the hour. Oh, you know, normally we have Abra Ahidi in this segment for a tech news segment. She'll be back soon. She's on assignment today. But you know what? That gives us a chance to play a little unscheduled Pick One. So let's go ahead and do that. Time for Pick One. The roles are kind of explained in the title and pick one for each topic. 2 choices are given, and you must select one of them. Hence, you must pick one. Coop and I have 5. Count them. 5 sets of Pick One topics. We have not seen each other's Pick One selections. There are no correct answers. There are simply opinions. Honest responses are likely to result in hurt feelings that could jeopardize our friendship and working relationship, but we're willing to risk that for the sake of higher ratings. Let's get started. Coop, are you ready for Pick One topic number 1?
Yes, I am.
All right. So, a 1.5-inch dreadlock from Bob Marley is being auctioned in the UK with an estimated value of just over $33,000. JC Auctions calls it the first genuine sample of the reggae legend's hair offered at auction in 2 decades. A teenage fan, Andrea, obtained the hair during Marley's June 22nd, 1978 BBC Top of the Pops performance of Satisfy My Soul. So there's video documentation of her getting this lock of Marley's hair.
And not only that, but this isn't the first hair that's come on the market.
Right.
Because this is the first time in 20 years, not the first time ever.
Yeah, that was really oddly put.
It was, okay.
So pick one topic number 1. You're a bigger fan of reggae music or classic jazz? Bigger fan of reggae or classic jazz? Please pick one.
My default, because I really like some of the old reggae dub that came out, Cliff Richard and stuff like that. Big fan of some of that music. But you know, if by classic jazz we mean like some of the classic vocalists like Nia Simone and Billie Holiday and stuff like that, frankly, I probably own more of that stuff than anything other than classic rock. So I guess I'll have to go with classic jazz on that. I like thinking about that off the top of my head. I would have gone with reggae because I legitimately love reggae, especially this time of year. Like once it turns warm, I just want to listen to reggae music. I love it. But I own more classical jazz than I do reggae.
Pretty crazy though about Marley's hair.
It is,
right?
It is. Get that dread, man. I met a lot of people with dreads on the road. I don't know if I'd want to buy a dread.
All right, next. The Patriots and the Seahawks will debut on HBO's Hard Knocks this year. The Seahawks, who defeated the Patriots in the Super Bowl last month, will be featured in the edition starting on August the 11th. New England will be in the spotlight next year in 2027. The Seahawks focus marks the first Hard Knocks featuring a defending Super Bowl champion since 2001. Better subject for Hard Knocks this season. Your Seahawks or any other team as long as it's not Seattle.
Yeah.
So, best subject for the Hard Knocks this season. Your Seattle Seahawks, Coop, or any other team as long as it's not Seattle.
I feel like the Hard Knocks thing is always like an Icarus situation. It feels like that you focus in on the team and have all this hyper focus on it. I mean, has any Hard Knocks team ever won the Super Bowl the season that they were featured? I don't think so.
I don't know.
I think that I read not too long ago that given evaluation, I think they generally have worse seasons than they had the year before. I think is what the record is for that. Yeah, I actually don't watch the documentary that much. I've only seen a little bit of Hard Knocks anyway. So yeah, I don't like the curse of it. So I'm with you on the option number 2 there. Any team but mine.
You know what? I know most Steeler fans feel this way, that they don't want the Steelers to do Hard Knocks. I think it'd be awesome.
You'd want it. Okay.
Yeah, I'd watch it.
There
I'd
you
watch
go.
it.
Yeah.
All right, next topic. Bizarre story that took place in Europe last week. Some sticky-fingered bandits allegedly made off with 12 tons of Kit Kats.
Oh.
12 tons of Kit Kats. The journey for the 413,793 Kit Kats began in Italy and was slated to end in Poland, but the vehicle carrying the candy is now missing in action. They have no idea where the thing is. All right, pick one, topic number 3. Kit Kat or Twix? Kit Kat or Twix? Please pick one.
I'm going to – I don't mean to go so deep here, but Kit Kat has done something to their chocolate like Reese's and other places do where it tastes different now than it did just a couple years ago. Generally speaking, historically I like Kit Kats better because I like the chocolate and the peanut. I like everything about the Kit Kat. But anymore, frankly, I think because the caramel's so sweet and the Twix, it kind of covers up the cheaper chocolate. I think a Twix tastes better now. So I'm going to go with the Twix just because they changed the recipe, man, and that Kit Kat doesn't taste as good as it used to.
There's an upset. I didn't see that
Yeah,
coming.
man. I mean, it's an upset to me, too, because I love Kit Kat. They're just not as good.
All right, pick one, topic number 4. Netflix will premiere the 51st AFI Life Achievement Award, a tribute to Eddie Murphy, on May 31st, marking the first time the special streams on the platform. Murphy will receive the honor at the Dolby Theater in L.A. on April the 18th. He's had so many great movies, right? So many great movies. But better Eddie Murphy movie, Coming to America or Beverly Hills Cop? Better Eddie Murphy movie, Coming to America or Beverly Hills Cop? Please pick one.
I mean, Beverly Hills Cop ages so much better. Like, I can watch Beverly Hills Cop at any time and laugh to it. I saw Coming to America a couple years ago. I watched it before the sequel. I think during the pandemic, the sequel came out, which is oddly the only Eddie Murphy comeback movie I've seen. He's been in a bunch of them now,
right.
And Coming to America 2 is the only one that I've seen. I haven't even seen the Beverly Hills Cop sequel yet.
That was good.
I heard it was.
That was good.
I want to see it. I just haven't had a chance. I forget about it all the time. Then it's like, I need to watch it. I mean, I love Coming to America, and it's so quotable. I mean, the lines are so quotable. But objectively, movie structure-wise, writing-wise, plot-wise, the whole thing, Beverly Hills Cop's just a better movie.
Yeah, I think that's the right answer. All right, pick one, topic number 5. Danielle Fishel, known for her Boy Meets World, will host a new American Idol podcast launching today on Disney Plus and Hulu. Each episode will explore highlights, feature exclusive interviews, and include behind-the-scenes details and expert analysis of the judges' critiques. Fishel currently hosts the podcast Teen Beat and Pod Meets World. 2-hour car ride with them as their original characters, Topanga or Hannah Montana. 2-hour car ride with them as their original characters, Topanga or Hannah Montana? Please pick one.
That's a great question, but Boy Meets World, that was the name of the show? That was out of my generation. That was like I was too old for that show when it first, or I don't know, was it a kid show or was it a regular show? I don't even know.
I think it was a kid show.
I thought it was kind of a kid show. That was my impression always. And so I was too old when that came out. I never watched Boy Meets World. I have no idea what it's about. I hear about Topanga all the time, and I know who the actress is. But I like Miley Cyrus. But as Hannah Montana, sure, sign me up. I don't know anything about her either, but I'm sure we can vibe. We'll be all right. She's her age now, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
yeah.
No. As their characters.
Oh, as their characters.
As their characters.
I don't know how old Topanga is, but Hannah Montana was kind of young at the time.
Team Topanga.
Yeah, I'm still with Hannah Montana. I don't know who Topanga. I don't know anything about her.
All right, what do you got for me?
All right, let's start with number one. And I was thinking about this earlier today when I was looking over Paul Skeens, and we just happened to be talking earlier today about his facial hair, the adolescent kind of mustache that the Pirates pitchers are running out. And so I wanted to know if you had to choose, you yourself, Dave Weekley, today in 2026, and you were forced to pick a hair signature, would it be the Skeens stash or Brandon Marsh's hair?
Oh, it wouldn't be Brandon Marsh's hair.
So Brandon Marsh is the Washington National with known as probably the longest locks in the league.
No, man, couldn't do that. Wouldn't want to do that. Man, can you imagine playing in St. Louis in August with that hair?
I'm just saying, I could imagine you more with those hairs than I can Skeens stash.
That's probably true. Fun fact: I've never had one.
Never had a mustache?
Never had one.
I can believe it.
Never have it. But I would do that before I
Skeens
would go.
stash.
Yeah,
all
absolutely.
Right, the Skeens stash. There we go. Okay. Let's see. You have the opportunity to go back in time. We always have to do some sort of time travel thing here to see one influential pre-1960 guitarist. Who would you like to see live? Would you like to see Muddy Waters perform live? Raw, powerful slide work that defined the Chicago blues and the electric guitar, or Robert Johnson, the legendary Delta blues figure whose finger-picking and bottleneck slide influenced virtually everyone?
Yeah, that's a good one. I think the answer is Muddy Waters.
A little bit more modern sound.
I just know a little bit more about him, and I've got a couple of Muddy Waters albums, and I really enjoy him. Now, I've got that Robert Johnson box set.
They're kind of tough listens.
I never play it.
They're kind of tough listens, yeah. All right, question number 3. Okay, this is one of those questions where I'm going to tell you 2 stories, and you have to pick which one is true.
Okay.
Which one is true? We're talking about the origins of foods. The origins of food. So first of all is the corn dog. In 1932, a Texas State Fair vendor named Clifton Biscuit Pruitt ran out of bun stock on the busiest Saturday of the season. Desperate, he grabbed a cauldron of cornbread batter he had been using for fritters, skewered his remaining sausages on sharpened fence wire, dunked them, and dropped them in the fryer. The result sold out in 40 minutes. A Coca-Cola salesman who witnessed it from across the Midway filed a provisional patent the following Monday, which Pruitt couldn't afford to contest, so he could never take advantage of the corn dog. The salesman, however, died in 1941 without ever manufacturing a single corn dog. Or, number 2, Worcestershire sauce. A British nobleman returned from India with a recipe and asked chemists to replicate it. They made a batch, tasted it, found it disgusting, and shoved it in the basement. 2 years later, someone cracked it open and discovered the fermentation had turned it into something extraordinarily. Which story is true, the Worcestershire sauce story or the corn dog story?
Okay, Coop, I know you. Okay, so I'm thinking you threw that thing in about the guy named Biscuit. That kind of throw me off with the nickname Biscuit. You figured that would hook me, and it did. It did. The corn dog story is correct.
No, it's the Worcestershire, and the chemists were named Perrin. So Perrin's Worcestershire sauce.
Oh man! So you made that story up with Biscuit?
Yeah, with Biscuit.
Wait a minute. What was that guy's name? The Biscuit guy.
Clifton Biscuit Pruitt.
That's excellent.
A little cheers, a little bit of everything. I think a little bit of everything.
It worked.
All right, let's see. Question number 4. You especially in the past, you traveled a bunch, and I'm not sure how you probably traveled with one bag, so you didn't have to do a bunch of things.
Yes.
But we're assuming for this trip that you have one bag that has all your clothes in it, and then you have your hygiene bag that has all of your medicine and your hygiene kit and stuff like that. Okay, so if you're traveling and you lose both of those bags and you can only have one of them returned to you, which is easier to replace for you, your clothes or your hygiene kit?
Oh, I think the one that's got the meds.
Easier to replace?
Oh, no. That would be the hardest to replace.
Okay.
So you're asking me which one would be easier to replace?
Easier to replace, yeah.
The clothes.
The clothes. So you go get you some clothes somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Question number 5 is the final one, and I just want to know which one of these movies who died in production hell you would have liked to have seen made.
Okay.
So both of these are real movies. Tim Burton's Superman Lives, that's the one that had Nicolas Cage set to star, is the title hero, Kevin Smith of Clerks fame, co-wrote the script, and the studio burned $30 million on the project before it was even killed. Most of it survives today with some test footage with Cage. The movie's never going to be made, however. And then option number 2 is Stanley Kubrick's Napoleon, probably one of the most famous of all shelved movies. After 2001, he had it in production. Supposed to be explicitly accurate with over 17,000 extras to recreate the army. He was going to redo the whole thing. However, it got shut down when the taste for those kind of movies went out of taste. So, which one of those movies would you rather have seen made?
This is easy. Kubrick. I'm a Kubrick freak.
Cool.
Okay, so I would definitely and fascinated by Napoleon. So that would be the movie, and it's not even close.
There we go.
And it's not even close.
There we go.
All right, there you go. A hastily scheduled pick one, and we brought it in on time. Let's take a break, and we'll open up the On the State file next.
Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
Every 65 seconds, someone in the United States develops Alzheimer's disease. Many don't even know it.
I just knew that I wasn't the high-performing person I used to be. Pieces of my past are being erased. I was lucky we caught this at the very earliest stages. I hope that my story can give other people hope. There is life to be lived. Increasingly, there will be treatments. We need to invest even more in research and finding treatments and cures.
Bright Focus Foundation's Alzheimer's Disease Research Program has invested more than $175 million in breakthrough research.
Sunshine,
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
The conversation starts long before the game.
He doesn't do this to other guests, but every time I'm on here, he creates distractions.
Disrespectful.
With his phone. I mean,
I have to have the phone on in case Pete Thamel breaks another story.
Join Tony Caridi, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television, available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNews.com.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
There's often an assumption that my nasal congestion, my sneezing, my runny nose, these are just things that I have to live with. A lot of times patients will tell me, I've tried every allergy medication, every nasal spray, I've done it all, doc. And then I'll frequently say, what about this? You need to come to the WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center. If those things haven't worked, there are new options, new treatments. There's probably something we can do to help. You don't just have to live with those symptoms.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
All the sports West Virginia is talking about.
Nikki Izzo-Brown, coach of the nationally ranked WVU women's soccer team.
I think they're just having a very good understanding of each other.
Join Kyle Wiggs, Brett Howe, and Coach Hunter weeknights for Sportsline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
There's often an assumption that my nasal congestion, my sneezing, my runny nose, these are just things that I have to live with. A lot of times patients will tell me, I've tried every allergy medication, every nasal spray, I've done it all, doc. And then I'll frequently say, what about this? You need to come to the WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy.
A modern army fights one more battle in man's never-ending war against human suffering.
Steve, you can involve yourself in this girl's life if you want to, but...
You tried not to look shocked, but you were. You couldn't hide it.
You were wrong about me, Angie.
Was I?
You trying to teach me a lesson or something?
Doc. This is General Hospital, a powerful series bringing to daytime television the dramatic stories of those who offer comfort to the sick, but who find no immunity from personal heartache.
Also on this date from Sports 1990, CBS fires Brett Musburger in the middle of the Final Four. In this awkward situation, he still called the 1990 title game between UNLV and Duke with Billy Packer the day after he was fired.
But as you know, this was my last assignment for CBS. After 22 years with the television network, radio network, and the stations, and I have had an opportunity to work with some of the greatest directors, producers, technicians in the world, not to mention analysts like my good friend Billy Packer. Billy, we have shared some great memories.
Well, we saw a great champion here tonight. It's been an honor for all of us to work with a great champion of broadcasting.
Billy,
I appreciate it.
Folks, I've had the best seat in the house. Thanks for sharing it. I'll see you down the road. Now let's send you to Jim Nance.
And our musical birthday to the break, Hillary Scott from Lady A, is 40 today. The 5 things to know at 5 o'clock in sports are coming up next.
Check the mirror one last time and kiss the past goodbye. What I'm really needing now is a double shot of Crown. Chase that disco ball around till I don't remember.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Hey, Max, you look absolutely dashing.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, The High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
All the sports West Virginia is talking about.
Nikki Izzo-Brown, coach of the nationally ranked WVU women's soccer team.
I think they're just having a very good understanding of each other.
Join Kyle Wiggs, Brett Howe, and Coach Hunter weeknights for Sportsline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
There's often an assumption that my nasal congestion, my sneezing, my runny nose, these are just things that I have to live with. A lot of times patients will tell me, I've tried every allergy medication, every nasal spray, I've done it all, doc. And then I'll frequently say, what about this? You need to come to the WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center. If those things haven't worked, there are new options, new treatments. There's probably something we can do to help. You don't just have to live with those symptoms.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Top stories at 5 o'clock in sports. Start with women's college basketball. Marshall's playing in the WNIT Fab 4 tonight at Jacksonville State. Major League Baseball this afternoon. Pirates win in Cincinnati over the Reds 8-3. The O's beat Texas and Baltimore 8-3. And the Phils beat the Nats 6-5-10. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Hoppy Kercheval, 5:55 a.m. How early did you get in that day, by the way?
Probably 3:30.
How long did you do sign-on shift?
I signed on like 7 years.
Not all.
6 days a week for 7 years.
Lightweight.
I know. Couldn't do it now. Now when I wake up at 3:30 is to go to the bathroom. And go back to bed.
Welcome to the 2 o'clock hour, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com on a Wednesday, and I apologize because Stephanie Pauly is our producer, one of the producers of the show, and normally she has everything. We have a thing we call the run sheet, where we have who we're calling and what we're doing and so on. And so, and Stephen, I don't even know whether you know this. I did the run sheet today, and I put the wrong date on. I put 2025 on it, because how many of us in modern day actually write the date out anymore? I mean, you did it when you were in school. You did it back when people wrote checks and whatever. This may have been the first day that I have written the date down, and I was responsible for putting together the sheet. And my co-host, the lovely and talented AB, starts the show by saying January 24th, 2025, because she read it directly off the sheet. And it is indeed the year of our Lord, 2026.
Oh, yeah, he did find something out. Sonia, you're related to Thomas Jefferson?
Well, no, I'm not related to Thomas Jefferson, but I am related to Samuel Kercheval, who was a historian.
I'm going to tell you something about Samuel Kercheval. Him and Jefferson out smoking corn silk. Kercheval told him, Thomas, I don't know about this country. Might want to start again.
He could.
So I don't have a monitor here, so I really can't see what happens at the beginning of the show. Mm-hmm. So at what point do I pop up? When the music starts and Mr. Announcer comes on?
Yeah.
So they see all the little panic things that I do that I'm still in the process of setting up?
Yes. They see you shuffle about uncomfortably. They see you blow the dust off your headphones. They see you put in like 2 cough drops at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I don't do 2 at the same time. Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't know that. I should probably. Now, these shows are archived, right? So I can go back and watch them.
Yes.
So I could live this show in real time and then go home and, when I say something to Linda like, hey, did you hear when I did this? And I don't watch it. Well, let's get in front of the TV and watch me do it again for 3 straight hours.
Yes, it's archived just like the audio podcast.
Ah, that's right.
And see, this is the thing that gets the NCAA in trouble, when it goes to court here. Is there a clock or not? Greg, we talk about the clock all the time. Mm-hmm. If he began in 2019, the clock should have run out, whether he's played the 4 years or not. And that's part of the argument, because some guys go right through the clock, right? TJ Finley, we've mentioned many times on this show. 7th team coming up this year. He's playing for Incarnate Word. He's played 7 seasons at 7 different schools. Now, why hasn't his clock started? Why doesn't he have the 5-year clock? So if you're Aguilar, I get it.
He just bounced him off the ropes. Somebody save this man. Oh, my Lord. Oh. Very nice, very nice. He hit him with everything he didn't want.
Ten seconds remaining.
There'll be a direct snap here.
Snap back. It's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws. He's got an open man. Pass top 10. 5. End zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up, and Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable gutsy play call, and then perfect execution by these Falcons.
Things aren't always going to be great. And sometimes, you can work really, really hard and it's still not great. You're still not successful. But, if you continue to do it, one way or another, things are going to be work out. You're going to be successful. And it may not be in the world's eyes, but, God's made us this way. He's blessed us with so many things. And I think that's one of our attributes that we need to have is we're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to work hard. And if it doesn't work out exactly how we want, just keep plugging away because God's got better plans.
This is Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law. Metro News Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more from a Mountain State point of view. Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304. 304-TALK-304. Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right, welcome back to the show. Hour number 3, beginning at 5:06. Time to start the third and final hour of our program today, Metro News Hotline. Thanks so much for tuning in today, folks. I really do appreciate it. We have got a lot of stuff to get into in this particular hour. Coop, did you see that? I kicked my headphones right out. Never done that before.
I wasn't sure what it was you were doing.
Like I was having like a senior moment or some sort of a medical emergency.
For some reason, I have texters to our show have me concerned about you because they're always wondering if you're having moments or if something is happening. So
the answer is yes.
Well, I'm just wondering if I'm not being observant enough. It's like, and so when I see you like kind of move around back there a little bit, I'm like, what the heck was that? But it was just a headphone.
Yeah, if you're a longtime listener to the program, you probably heard me like kick out the cable that runs to the microphone or all that kind of stuff. But no, I'm fine, actually. I'm fine. Where was I? Anyway, we got a lot of stuff to get into in this particular hour. Hey, if you just tuned in, thank you. I do appreciate it. The first couple of hours of the show, you want it? You can always double back and check it out at the podcast. That's how this all works. Now, you can find our podcast everywhere. But you know what? Do what I do. I just go right to the website, WVMetroNews.com. Get over there. You'll find our show as a podcast, all the other shows on the network that are produced here. They're in the podcast form as well. And there's tons of West Virginia-related news. Tons, I say, at the website that gets updated multiple times a day. I mean, come on. We had Jeff Jenkins here in the 3 o'clock hour. He's a content monster. All the guys who work for the network and the news department do a fantastic job. They're right on top of what's going on here in West Virginia, and that stuff gets updated 24/7, 365. Check it out. The website, WVMetroNews.com. And for those of you who are watching on YouTube, hello there, and Facebook Live as well. Coop, do we get more? Do we have data on the Facebook posts that we get?
Or the we Facebook, get quite a few views on those things.
What do we get more on, YouTube or Facebook?
I think Facebook.
Really?
I think so.
The Book of Face?
I think so.
All right.
I mean, they're both doing pretty well, but I think Facebook. From what I can see anyway, generally gets more. Now, I don't get all the numbers with minutes watched and stuff like that.
Okay.
But it looks like as far as watching them, it looks like Facebook does well.
You know, we do pretty well on the old YouTube, don't we?
We do.
So we do pretty well on that. So if you want to check us out, you can't get away. You can't get away. We got a lot of stuff we want to get into in this particular hour. I got a couple of things. Coop, I want to talk a little bit about the Pirates and the Reds game, which is already in the books. A very quick game. Earlier today. Pirates a winner over Cincinnati 8-3. We'll get into that in a second. I also want to talk a little bit about the news that's coming out. Actually, the trailer for this new documentary about West Virginia legend Jerry West dropped yesterday. It's on Amazon Prime. It's going to be coming up. That'll be April the 16th. And I think it looks pretty interesting. And, you know, if you go to the streaming services and you see some of the documentaries, Coop, some of them aren't that good. You know, some of them
that's
are
true.
In fact, you can almost, when you take a look at the description and the length of it, you can basically say, oh, this is just like a slapdash thing that's put together and it's not going to be very deep. This thing about Jerry West looks like it's going to be pretty good. And I'll tell you why here in a couple of minutes. Let me do a quick reset on our question of the day because we got a ton of response to that. We are watching what's going on with the United States sending a rocket into space, hopefully in a little over an hour at 6:24 Eastern time this afternoon to go back to the moon. Not land on it, but just fly out there, you know, look over the thing, circle, and then come on back in a 10-day mission. So here's the question of the day. NASA is targeting a 2-hour launch window that opens at 6:24 tonight in just over an hour to launch Artemis II that will go to the moon and come back, hopefully. So the question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law, if you were one of the 4 astronauts on Artemis II, what's the one song you'd have to play as you watch the Earth get smaller in the window? If you were one of the 4 astronauts on Artemis II, what's the one song you'd have to play as you watch the Earth get smaller in the window. To respond, text those in 304-TALK 304, 304-8255 304. I'm on X for now. Ed Weekly, WEEKLEY.
It's got to be Wouldn't Want to Miss a Thing, right?
It's got to be one of them.
I mean, it's got to be that Aerosmith song from Armageddon.
We have so many responses to this. Here are some of the notes that came in on X, and I'll get to the text messages too. Here's Jennings. He always weighs in on this stuff. He goes, Hotel California by the Eagles. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. You wouldn't want to leave the capsule, that's for sure. Let's see. MGrim35 says, Dave, countdown from the Rush album Signals. That's a really good call. That's a really good call. Jody's got Leaving on a Jet Plane, hashtag Armageddon. Jason Knight, Rocket Man by Elton John. Ron has got Harold Faltermeyer, the Top Gun theme. Okay, that's good. Herman, who's listening down in Minnesota, one of our regular listeners, he's got Spirit in the Sky by Norman Greenbaum. Bananas for WV, Peter Schilling's Major Tom. So those are just some of the responses we have on X. We got a bunch of text messages about this as well. All right, Coop, let's talk a little bit about the Reds and the Pirates game this afternoon. So Andrew Abbott, who looked so good on opening day, started slowly. The Reds got to him a little bit early, and then O'Neal Cruz, the left-handed swinger, got him for a 3-run homer. O'Neal Cruz was just insane in this series. Yeah. 3 home runs.
Yeah. Andrew Abbott, if you're a Reds fan and you know Abbott, he threw 6 shutout innings on opening day, but he was very soft in the first 2 innings. He got very lucky in the first inning. He got a double play and then gave up a couple hits before getting out of the inning without giving up any runs. And with Andrew Abbott, that's what you have to pretty much do. You have to hope that you get through his first couple innings because he's always going to put some traffic on the base paths, and they couldn't do it today. Pirates got some runs, and with Skeens on the mound, that's all they needed.
So O'Neal Cruz in this 3-game set, he was 5 for 13 with 3 home runs, 6 RBIs. He's gone deep 9 times in the 19 games he's played in Cincinnati. For whatever reason, man.
Yeah, I know.
The ballpark or just the Reds, the familiarity, I'm not sure, but for whatever reason, he just loves playing against the Reds.
Right field porch in Cincy's pretty good to lefties.
Yeah.
So that's a good point.
Yeah, that helped. Emilio Pagan got hit pretty hard today. He was, his job was to try to hold the Pirates at bay.
After the Reds cut it to 1.
Yes, they cut it to 1. So Suarez had a pinch hit 2-run homer in the game. And, of course, he had a big 3-run homer that provided all the runs that the Reds needed in a game earlier in this homestand against the Red Sox. So Suarez had a pinch hit 2-run homer. That made it a 1-run game. But Pagan gave up 4 runs in the 9th inning, and that was basically all she wrote.
Man, I have no faith in that guy.
Skeens today, bounced back as you kind of expected that he would after that nightmarish opening game against the Mets in New York at Citi Field. Today, 5 innings, 3 hits, a run, 2 walks, 5 Ks, 77 pitches. He allowed a run in the 4th inning today. That snapped 31 consecutive scoreless innings against the Reds. Skeens' record against the Reds in 6 starts. Skeens is 5-0 with an 0.52 ERA.
So stupid.
That's crazy talk, right? That is absolutely crazy talk. So the Reds get their first off day tomorrow, right? First off day tomorrow, and then they'll be on the road. They'll start playing the Texas Rangers on Friday. The Pirates also get the day off. And as I said this in the 3 o'clock hour, I was a little bit surprised when O'Hearn and Lau got the day off. Now, they were facing Abbott, sure, but O'Hearn hit a 3-run homer off a left-handed pitcher yesterday when the Reds ran Williamson out there. Man, you got an off day tomorrow. The season just started.
And it's not like rest now accumulates to the end of the year. It's not like taking an extra day off in April means that you're going to feel that extra day July 4th.
That's right.
It's just not the way that it works. Yeah. And so it is really weird. I mean, I guess if you don't play, you won't get injured, So, I mean, I guess there's some safety mechanism to that. But I really don't understand, like, scheduled off days, having an off day for your guys that don't take a lot of off days, getting a day off before a getaway game makes sense to me. Like guys that play, like, 154 games a year or whatever, and only sits a couple games. That's a good way to get him a little bit of a break without taking, multiple days off or whatever. I don't get it this early in the season, though. Why do you got to do it?
Yeah, I want to mention.
If it's not a matchup thing, I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm not sure I quite understand that. And by the way, Brian Reynolds hit a home run again today for the Pirates. That's 2 in 2 days for him. Yeah, so Don Kelly, hey, debating these types of decisions is what sports is all about.
Sure.
Right? It's a good
absolutely.
baseball conversation. And we've talked about this before. Sometimes in baseball, the wrong decision will be made, but it does not impact the outcome.
Right. A lot of times that happens,
yeah.
probably, yeah.
And then conversely, sometimes you will go with the odds, you'll make the right decision, and the wrong result happens. That's just the nature of the game. I mean, who would have thought that you would take in 2 of the Pirates' hottest hitters through the first 5 games of the year and not started them, and then the Pirates would score 8 runs?
Right.
Who would have believed that? Hey, I did want to play, though. You've got the trailer for that Jerry West thing. So I wanted to just talk a little bit about that. Obviously anything that has anything to do with Jerry West, I'm going to be fascinated about. So this trailer for the doc is called Jerry West, the Logo. It will be coming out on Amazon Prime in just a few days. It's coming out on April the 16th. And not supposedly, this is a fact. This is a documentary that includes the last ever on-camera interview with Jerry West. And I mean, there's so many things to talk about with West. He's a West Virginia story. He's a Kanawha Valley story. He's a WVU story. He's a Lakers story. There's the post-playing career aspect, the revelations of his early life struggles, his relationship that was so good with the Lakers that went sour at the end, his impact on other franchises, the story of the logo. I mean, it's tough to get it all in there. But here's just a sample of what this documentary is going to be all about. This is from the trailer that Amazon Prime released on Jerry West, the Logo, yesterday.
When I picked this basketball up, it was like picking up a good look charm. Jerry West, one of the greatest ever played this game. Olympic gold medal. 14-time All-Star. He was just another level. This dude, he was good. Beautiful jump shot. It's sweet. And winning a lot.
Rush throws it up. Yeah, speaking of pieces of a man.
All of a sudden, I'm the general manager.
Never deviating from a plan.
One of the greatest GMs in history. It's no Showtime without Jerry West.
It was just a masterpiece. You could see talent. Kobe and Shaq.
Jerry West made all my dreams come true.
Hurry, way downtown.
It allowed us to have confidence that what we were building was going to work.
But when people look at Jerry West's life, they would say something like, what's wrong with his life? But they don't know.
When you've given your life and your heart and soul to this, there's things that you neglect.
There is a real, genuine, humorous side to Jerry. And then there is the other side.
I tell you what, it's a good trailer. You can find it on YouTube. The trailer runs for about 3 minutes, and as it gets deeper and deeper into the trailer, you see that Jerry's wife is interviewed. This is one of those documentaries also where all you have to basically say is, from a respectable media company, we're doing a documentary about Jerry West. Would you like to come on and talk about it?
Yeah, that's
Who
true.
would turn it down? I mean, anybody who's anybody in basketball, according to this trailer, is essentially in there. You heard from Magic Johnson and Pat Riley and so many others that were associated with the Lakers. Kareem's in there, Shaq's in there. It's going to be must-see TV. So that's coming. That'll be on April 16th on Amazon Prime. Let's take a break, and we'll come back, and we'll play In or Out in just a moment. And don't forget, Tony Caridi is going to join us from Las Vegas at 5:33.
Modern courses. Golf Digest recently called Pete Dye one of America's 100 greatest courses, and Pete Dye calls it 18 of the most exciting and memorable holes I've ever built on one course. Pete Dye Golf Club invites you to join the only course named after the legendary designer himself. National, corporate, and local memberships available now for a limited time. Visit PeteDye.com to learn more. Come play where the Mountaineers play at Pete Dye Golf Club.
Worried about paying for college? Metro News is proud to present the 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program, where one high school junior in West Virginia will win a full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan College, including room, board, tuition, and fees. For details, go to WVMetroNews.com and click the Apply Now button. Deadline is May 3rd. The 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program, presented by Greer Industries and the West Virginia Hospital Association. Go to WVMetroNews.com and apply today by May 3rd.
You can call us at 800-765-8255. Text us at 304-825-5304. Or tweet at WEEKLEY. This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
There's often an assumption that my nasal congestion, my sneezing, my runny nose, these are just things that I have to live with. A lot of times patients will tell me, I've tried every allergy medication, every nasal spray, I've done it all, doc. And then I'll frequently say, what about this? You need to come to the WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center. If those things haven't worked, there are new options, new treatments. There's probably something we can do to help. You don't just have to live with those symptoms.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
You want to know what West Virginia is talking about?
It's good to be back in Morgantown today.
Now it's different.
I think it's mostly just business.
What I voted for and what I think makes the most sense.
Well, Dave, this has been a bit of a controversy.
I want to thank the caller last week that said I sounded like Hoppy Kercheval. That was flattering.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline on Metro News Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Warmer drives and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your App Store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
All right, welcome back. 525 on Hotline, and it is time now to play In or Out. Every day at this time, we focus on the stuff you talk about at the office. We call it In or Out. The setup is simple. 3 categories: food or beverage, gut reaction. Finally, this one's about a celebrity, the topics of which change daily. So let's get started, doggone it. Food or beverage is up first. Cooper, you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
So, new at Burger King, the double candied maple bacon, egg and cheese croissant. That's a mouthful. So, Burger King adding the candied maple bacon to its breakfast menu with the arrival of the new double candied maple bacon, egg and cheese croissant. Now, this puppy checks in at 440 calories. It's got almost 1,000 milligrams of sodium. What are your thoughts here, Coop? What do you think?
Maple bacon croissant sandwich at Burger King?
Yes, double bacon.
Double bacon. I mean, it's bacon, right? I mean, look, I don't like the maple thing isn't my favorite thing in the world on bacon. I just like bacon. I don't really like maple bacon all that much. But double bacon, how much does it cost? Is it too much?
It's about $6.
I mean, that's a little bit pricey, but it's the price of anything these days. I'm slightly in. I mean, I'm probably not going to eat it, but as far as things go, that doesn't sound bad.
You know, Burger King does a pretty good job at breakfast.
Not bad.
You know, they do a pretty good job at this thing's got everything I like. Right? It's got your bacon. It's got your egg. It's got your cheese. The croissant sandwiches are pretty good. I'm going to be in on this. I'm going to be in on that. Oh, Coop, I know you love these kind of stories. Gut reaction is next. Johnny Cruz Buckingham, known online as Mr. World Records, has set a Guinness World Record by reaching 69 miles an hour while skiing on asphalt. The serial record breaker was towed behind a car across a parking lot to achieve the fastest speed for towed asphalt skiing. 69 miles an hour. He said he did it for his son. Quote, I want to inspire my child to set big goals and reach for the stars. This record's for you, champ.
Yes.
Unquote. 69 miles an hour skiing on an asphalt parking lot. In or out.
Serial record breaker, huh?
Yeah.
So, son, I want you to spend your entire life doing completely worthless things that nobody cares about. Please dedicate all of your time doing that so you can get into a book that nobody buys. That's a great idea. Yeah, I'm out.
Going to be out. By the way, he holds more than a dozen other world records, including the most fire knife spins in 30 seconds and the fastest time to travel to all 7 continents. Now, that sounds kind of cool.
Now, that one's not bad. Yeah, that one's not bad. I'll give some credit there.
That's kind of good, but this one, skiing on
asphalt. That means he's been to Antarctica, right? I mean, so you got to give some credit there.
There's a little credit there. Still, I'm out.
Yeah.
Still, I'm going to be out. All right, finally, this one's about a celebrity. There is news today again about Tiger Woods. Now, after we left the air yesterday, Tiger had a statement released that he said he's stepping away for a period of time to seek treatment and to focus on his health. And, of course, the Masters is next week. The announcement came 4 hours after he was arrested on suspicion of DUI and refusal to submit to a lawful test stemming from a rollover crash in Florida. Now, a judge today has granted Woods' request to travel outside the United States and enter into a treatment facility. Tiger Woods, Coop, in or out?
You don't want to. I mean, I don't want to kick somebody while they're down. They're obviously having some problems, but I mean, a treatment facility, maybe that's a good thing, because the one thing that Tiger, through all of these years of all these problems that he's had since his peak, the one thing that, at least in my experience in having observed him, that he's never done is taken any kind of responsibility for his actions. Maybe this is step one in that regard. So, yeah, man, I have a hard time being in, though, to be completely honest with you, so I'm still going to have to be a little out.
You know, I've watched a ton of Tiger Woods play golf.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods is one of the biggest celebrities on the planet, but you know what else he is? He's 50 years old.
Yeah.
Okay? He's 50 years old. How many of these episodes do we have to endure with Tiger Woods?
Yeah.
I think this might be the first time ever I'm slightly out on Tiger Woods. All right, we'll take a break. Tony Caridi is going to join us live from Las Vegas when we come back to talk Mountaineer basketball and more. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Morgan Pemberton. Revenue numbers for the month of March have come in, and they once again exceed estimates. Officials reported collections of $458 million, which was $39 million ahead of estimates. State Revenue Secretary Eric Nelson says the state is in a revenue collection surplus 9 months through the fiscal year.
Year to date, Dave, we're at $4.2 $1 billion in collections, which is 199, so almost $200 million over estimate. That's about 5%, and it's about 3.1 compared to last year.
The only area they reported was lagging was collections for personal income tax. The board that oversees West Virginia charter schools expressed plans to officially support religious exemptions to mandatory school vaccinations in a state Supreme Court review. Majority of the West Virginia Professional Charter School Board voted this morning to send a legal brief to the court expressing their position. Chairman of the board, Adam Kissel, says they know about the issue and should get involved.
From a religious liberty point of view, a valuable thing for us to do, and that we have unique information about how vaccine exemptions for religious reasons have played out in our charter schools. So I not only moved the motion, but I strongly support it.
More can be read at wvmetronews.com. You're listening to Metro News. For 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
If you have a child who's a junior in high school in West Virginia or know someone that does, please listen up. Here's your opportunity to win a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan College that includes room, board, tuition, and fees. The 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. The deadline is May 3rd. For details, go to WVMetroNews.com to apply. That's WVMetroNews.com. Remember, application deadline is May 3rd.
Looking to advance your career without putting life on hold? Earn your MBA from Glenville State University in as little as 18 months. Choose from in-demand concentrations like artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and healthcare administration. Whether you're leading teams, analyzing data, or protecting digital systems, our programs are designed for working professionals who want flexibility and results. Take the next step with an MBA from Glenville State University. Learn more and apply today at glenville.edu.
A former corrections officer at Southern Regional Jail in Beaver pleaded guilty today for his role in a conspiracy in which he and other correctional officers would use unreasonable force against inmates as punishment and retaliation. Michael Pack entered the guilty plea to one count of violating the U.S. Code involving conspiracy. As part of the plea agreement, Pack acknowledged that he and other officers would strike, assault, and harm inmates they believed or perceived to have engaged in misconduct. Pack will be sentenced on July 24th.
Being blind doesn't always look how others may think. Retinitis pigmentosa aimed to overwhelm my family.
It tried to cut me down. I know where to find support and where I can be seen.
Innovative research, educational resources, supportive community. The Foundation Fighting Blindness is leading the charge in finding treatments and cures for blinding diseases. Learn more at fightingblindness.org. A public service message from the Foundation Fighting Blindness.
All right, welcome back to the show. 26 minutes till the hour. Tony Caridi is going to join me live from Las Vegas here in just a sec. Mountaineers are in Sin City to play in the Crown Tournament, and they will play Stanford tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on FS1. We'll talk to Tony here in just a sec. Let me do a quick reset on our question of the day. We have a bunch of responses to this. We went through some of the responses on X. We'll get to the text messages after our next commercial break. So NASA is targeting a 2-hour launch window that opens in less than an hour, 6:24 p.m. Eastern Time, to launch Artemis II. The rocket is now fully fueled. This thing is going to leave the Earth, go around the moon, and come back in a 10-day mission. The space agency says there's an 80% chance of favorable weather conditions to launch it today. Today's conditions are forecast to be the best of all the days in the current launch window. The launch windows for Artemis II run from today through Monday, with the potential to launch on any of those days. After Monday, the next launch window is April 30th, so hopefully they'll get that thing off the ground. So the question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law, if you were one of the 4 astronauts on Artemis II, what's the one song you'd have to play as you watch the Earth get smaller in the window? If you were one of the 4 astronauts on Artemis II, what's the one song you'd have to play as you watch the Earth get smaller in the window? To respond, text those in, 304-TALK 304, 304-8255-304. You can get to me on X as well at Weekly, WEEKLEY. Coop, we've got Shelley Hustle coming in tomorrow for Huntington Bank Money Minutes. one of the things we're going to talk to her about tomorrow when she gets here, remind me when she gets here tomorrow, is the fact that with the Artemis II launching, did you see that Elon Musk applied for an IPO for SpaceX today? So how about the timing of that? That'll be one of the things we'll talk tomorrow with Shelley Hustle at 3:45. Okay, let's get out to Las Vegas where Tony Caridi is standing by. He's embedded with the WVU basketball team. They're in Las Vegas to play in the Crown Tournament. How you doing today, Tony?
Dave, I am wonderful. I'm in a business park somewhere in North Las Vegas, and the Mountaineers are inside the building where there's this basketball court, and they're going through their final workout today before playing tomorrow's game.
Outstanding. So how was the trip out to Vegas yesterday?
Really good. We took off about 11 in the morning and made our way out here. Must have had a heck of a headwind. Took us 5 hours fly time to get out here, but nevertheless, good, safe trip, and got acclimated to where we were last night, practicing, as I said, right now. I had a meeting earlier to watch more film tonight, and then tomorrow becomes game day. And for those that might not be following this real close yet, 8 total teams in the tournament. We have 2 games going today, and they'll start at 8 o'clock Eastern time, 5 o'clock here. And we've got 2 Big 12 representatives tonight. We've got Baylor, who will be in action, taking on Minnesota. And on the other side, you've got Oklahoma taking on Colorado. And then tomorrow, West Virginia leads things off in its game against Stanford. And then the other side has Creighton against Rutgers. And then Friday will be an off day for everyone. And then Saturday, semifinals, Sunday, championship.
I'm really looking forward to watching these games tonight because you know what? I think the timing of this tournament is actually really, really good. I mean, people are focused on the Final Four. That's on Saturday, and the national championship game. That's next Monday. But after so much talk about those matchups, I think there's an audience out there that's jonesing for some games, and they'll be watching some of these games tonight in West Virginia tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a super interesting thing. I think interesting might be the word. So this is the second year. Last year, that was a lot bigger. There were 16 teams. This year, there's 8. And to your point, it's a made-for-television event. It's unique in that there is a direct money payout that goes to the schools based upon their advancement, and the money goes to them. That goes to, which I guess what you can construe to be NIL. And obviously Fox is looking for games. Tomorrow it's on FS1, and then eventually this weekend it moves to Big Fox. And so, I kind of agree. And I mean, there's players here, right? I mean, Chris Wallace, our buddy from the Houston Rockets, he's one of a bunch of scouts who will be here. The player that West Virginia will try to slow down tomorrow. Abuka Okori, who I happen to run into twice and have had conversations with him twice here in the last couple of days. Wonderful, wonderful kid, and he's averaging 23 points per game. He's among the top 7 or 8 players in the nation in scoring. He's the third highest scoring average for freshmen this year. And you've got the 2 guys at Baylor who are pro guys. Okori, if he wanted to, could put his name in and be a late first-round pick. So there's players here, and, it's a lot going on, but it would be fun to watch.
So I'm talking to Tony Caridi. He's in Las Vegas, embedded with the Mountaineer basketball team. They'll be playing in the Crown Tournament tomorrow night against Stanford, 8 o'clock on FS1. Tony, I don't have to tell you, Las Vegas has changed a lot. There are no longer any really cheap hotel rooms, and the $5 buffets are gone. Are you having any trouble keeping your eye on Brad Howe at the blackjack table? I mean, is he basically running wild in the casino?
The casinos would lose money if they had to make money off of Brad and I, because they won't get a penny. But I will tell you, you talk about cost, and that's one of the big things here that, as you said, back in the old days, they would get you in here with drinks, and they would get you in here with really cheap food. That is no longer the case.
That's
Actually,
right.
One of the other things, I bought a bottle of water, and it was a bigger bottle than a normal water, but I bought a big bottle of water yesterday in the hotel, and it was $11. And this morning getting coffee, it was $10+ for, some stuff that's got a few more things than just regular drip. But yeah, man, it's super expensive. Everything is expensive, and this place is no exception.
So I want, before you came on earlier in this hour, we were talking about the new documentary on Jerry West that's coming out on Amazon Prime on April the 16th. And I watched the trailer for it. It's available on YouTube. It runs about 3 minutes. I got to tell you, anybody who's anybody in basketball is in this thing, and they claim it's the last on-camera interview that Jerry West ever did. I think a lot of West Virginia fans are going to be very, very curious to see this.
I agree, and I think that he was always a fascinating story for so many different reasons, Dave. And not only one of the all-time greatest players in the history of the game, but, everything that happened after. And, let's face it, I mean, personality-wise, he was a very unique individual, and the stories are well known where, he couldn't bear to watch the Lakers play in their postseason basketball games, his competitiveness, his absolute hatred toward losing just never, ever left him. And so I've read about the doc and the show, and I see that the group that produced it have like a big time list of credentials behind them. So they do a super high quality work. And I think this will probably be one of those ones that Mountaineer fans will be interested in watching, and will probably come away with a lot of other thoughts and, gain some knowledge as to, what made Jerry tick. By the way, always a West Virginia connection, Jerry's son, Johnny, I was just talking to Ross Hodge a little bit earlier this afternoon. He's called ahead, and he said he's coming to the game to watch the Mountaineers tomorrow, so he'll be here to watch.
All right, finally, I'll let you go because, like I say, you got to keep your eye on Brad. Who knows where he is in Las Vegas. But I did want to say, I wanted to get your take on this story that started to emerge yesterday about the Cardinals are interested in doing a long-term deal with J.J. Weatherholt. Now, he's hit the major league scene very, very quickly. Of course, he had a home run in his first game, and then he knocked in the game-winning run on Sunday. He's the first person in the history of the major leagues to ever do that in their first 2 games. And that just seems to be a trend now where, prospects are so valued that when you get a good one, you want to lock them up. We're 1 day away from Seattle just setting the record for the biggest contract ever given to a player who hasn't appeared in a major league game. And I'm sure that Weatherholt's representatives were just thrilled to hear about that, right? So he could be looking at signing his name on a contract, if not in the future, the relative near future, where he could be talking about, $90+ million?
Oh, absolutely. I would say it'd be a great day to be J.J. Weatherholt, wherever you may be. But
right.
You're seeing that day with Pirates today, right? The story came out that the Pirates are also in process. And someone had kind of said that may be a deal. Actually, it was Jed Jerko. I was talking with Jed recently at a Mountaineer game, and he thought the same thing, that nowadays that they're going to go in there, and he said it wouldn't surprise me if they try to lock him up. Hey, man, it's a bet, right? I mean, you're making a bet on the future. It's like buying a stock, and there's nothing to dissuade you from J.J. Weatherholt, both as a player and as a person. From an organizational standpoint, you'd love to have him over a long haul. I do hope that it works out, and I hope that he gets, an absolute ton. He's a wonderful kid.
All right, got to leave it there. Hey, Tony, thanks for your time. Have a great time out in Las Vegas, and hopefully you'll have an extended stay. By the way,
I hope so a whole lot.
If you win tomorrow, when will West Virginia play again?
My guess would be Dave, I don't know if it's the first or the second game on Friday or on Saturday, but it would either be at I'm thinking it's back home time, 5 or 8.
Okay.
On Saturday.
But the game would be on Saturday. All right.
It would be on Saturday. Yep.
All right. Thanks, Tony. Have a safe trip.
Thank you, Dave.
All right. Tony Caridi in Las Vegas, embedded with the Mountaineer basketball team, West Virginia, in the Crown Tournament. Going to play against Stanford tomorrow. Coop, it is what it is. I mean, I look at the records of some of these teams. Oklahoma and Colorado going at it at 8 o'clock tonight. Sooners are 19-15. Colorado is 17-15. Colorado was not one of the best teams in the Big 12. Baylor and Minnesota play tonight. Baylor's a 500 team. They're 16-16. Minnesota is 15-17. They're in this tournament. They've got a losing record. There are teams tomorrow that have losing records. Now, Stanford and West Virginia, the Cardinal have won 20 games. They're a 20-game winning team. WVU at 18-14. But the late game tomorrow, Rutgers and Creighton, both these teams are in a postseason tournament with losing records. The Scarlet Knights are 14-19, and Creighton is 15-17. It is what it is. It is what it is. Nobody's saying it's the NCAA tournament, but it is basketball, the weekend of the Final Four. So I'll be really surprised. I'm going to be really curious to see the kind of ratings the Crown Tournament gets. And I'm probably going to watch a little bit of the games tonight and certainly the West Virginia game tomorrow. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back with more of your responses to our question of the day and do a recap on what's been a busy Wednesday afternoon in Major League Baseball in just a moment.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
There's often an assumption that my nasal congestion, my sneezing, my runny nose, these are just things that I have to live with. A lot of times patients will tell me, I've tried every allergy medication, every nasal spray, I've done it all, doc. And then I'll frequently say, what about this? You need to come to the WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center. If those things haven't worked, there are new options, new treatments. There's probably something we can do to help. You don't just have to live with those symptoms.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
You want to know what West Virginia is talking about?
It's good to be back in Morgantown today.
Now it's different.
I think it's mostly just business.
What I voted for and what I think makes the most sense.
Well, Dave, this has been a bit of a controversy.
I want to thank the caller last week that said I sounded like Hoppy Kercheval. That was flattering.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talk Line on Metro News Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Stay connected to what's happening today in West Virginia.
What about this and what about that? And it just went back and forth. And I was just the guy reading the text. Okay, so what's your take on the whole thing?
Well, now you just get me fired up. Now
right.
you just
So I'm gonna turn on. I'm gonna run down to Wendy's and grab a burger, and I'll be back.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
All right, welcome back to the show. About 10 minutes till the hour. Coop, I got one piece of really good baseball trivia for you. It's about Ohtani. Have you ever heard of anything remotely like this before? Ohtani last night threw 6 shutout innings at the Guardians in L.A. Shohei Ohtani has Major League Baseball's current longest active scoreless pitching streak of 22 and 2/3 innings of work.
Does he really?
Yes. And at the same time, he also has the longest active on-base streak. of 36 games.
Come on, what?
Longest active scoreless pitching streak, 22 2/3 inning of work after he beat Cleveland last night. And he's got the longest active on-base streak, 36 games at the same time. What are we watching? What are we watching?
It's really incredible.
That's amazing, right?
That's unfathomable in this day and age. And I don't know how much his accomplishments break through in general sports space where baseball is not talked about a lot, but I don't know. Is he?
That's just unbelievable.
It's really something else, because anytime you try to quantify what he's doing, it's like, well, maybe he's not the best batter in baseball. Maybe he is, but he's certainly the best batter and the best pitcher combination, because he's also one of the best pitchers in baseball. So even if he's the third best of each, what does it mean if you're the third best batter and the third best pitcher in all of Major League Baseball at the same time?
At the same time. So he's got the longest scoreless innings streak at the same time as he has the longest on-base games streak. That is crazy.
Just an incredible talent.
It's crazy.
My goodness.
So baseball today. The Pirates beat the Reds in Cincinnati in the rubber game of that 3-game set, 8-3. Other finals today, the Orioles were 8-3 winners over the Rangers in Baltimore. The Braves in Atlanta beat the Athletics 5-1. The Nats, who've been scoring a ton of runs, but they were beaten today by Philadelphia, 6-5 in 10 in Philly. The Rockies win in Toronto, 2-1 in 10 innings, and that's just the second loss of the year for the Toronto Blue Jays. The Marlins win over the White Sox 10-0. Final in 11. The Cardinals beat the Mets 2-1. The Brewers beat the Rays in Milwaukee 8-2. The Astros in Houston beat the Red Sox 6-4. And at Wrigley, the Cubs beat the Angels 6-2. The games that are going to be coming up a little bit later on, well, actually, you got some games that are in progress. The Yankees pitching staff has been off the charts here, and they're shutting out the Mariners 4-0 after Fried threw 7 shutout innings at Seattle last night. The Dodgers are leading 2-0 or 4-0. That game's in the bottom of the 7th. Bottom of the 6th, the Padres in San Diego lead the Giants 3-0. And then we're talking about the Dodgers. The Dodgers and the Guardians will get going at 8:20 tonight. Question of the day. We had so many good responses to a question of the day about the Artemis II launch that's coming up hopefully within about a half an hour. So the question of the day is, there's a 2-hour launch window that opens up at 6:24 to launch Artemis II. Question, if you were one of the 4 astronauts on Artemis II, what's the one song you'd have to play as you watch the Earth get smaller in the window? We got a lot of good responses to this, including 304-389. Coop, somebody wrote, "Find Your Way Back" by Jefferson Starship. That is such a good answer. That is such a good answer. Remember the time we had Mickey Thomas on the show? We had him on after he had been in Starship.
Right. I forgot about that.
He had been with Elvin Bishop. What a good interview he was. But "Find Your Way Back." That's a really good answer to this. Couple more. Let's see. 304-476. Dave, my song would be "Rocket Man" by Elton John or "Magic Carpet Ride" by Steppenwolf. Another good answer. Man, our listeners are just the best. 304-541. "Sailing" by Christopher Cross.
Nice.
Oh, really, really good. 304-741. How cool would it be to listen to "Dreams" by Van Halen in that situation? That would be pretty good. That's another great answer. We have a ton of these. By the way, the ones that we don't get to, a bunch of this stuff's going into the follow-up file.
Where there was
Friday.
like 0 Pink Floyd.
Oh no, there is one.
Okay,
there
good.
is one.
Okay,
I don't know if I'm going to get to it, but somebody said "Echoes" by Pink Floyd.
I
Which
could
is a
think
great
of
call.
a handful of Pink Floyd songs that would be good.
Here's another one. 304-389. Hey Dave, the song I'm going to play as Earth fades is "Space Truckin'" by Deep Purple.
Nice.
Another fantastic answer. #180 Club. Let's see. John in Martinsburg. Dave, "The Stars Are Ours Tonight" by the Nylons. What a fantastic answer. A couple more here. Oh, here it is. 304-582. Dave, what about Pink Floyd "Echoes"? Yeah, that is just a great answer. Let's see. 304-618. Dave, this is Dave from Morgantown. How you doing, Dave? If I were an astronaut going to the moon, I would have played the theme to Star Trek: The Next Generation. Another good answer.
Yeah,
Another good answer. All right, we'll take a quick break here and come back and wrap it for the day in a moment.
The YMCA is just a starting line. For the true self blooms only when we find our purpose, what makes us tick below the surface. My why is diversity in unity, a safe space in my community, living with sincerity, giving every day my everything. With my why, I stand strong, seen and supported all along. It's a million faces in a mirror and everyone belongs. Find your why. Learn more at ymca.org for a better us.
West Virginia Outdoors is the Mountain State's only hook and bullet radio show, dedicated to the more than 250,000 hunters and anglers across the state. Award-winning host Chris Lawrence has been tracking down hunting and fishing stories for more than 25 years.
I shot him. He ran over to the edge of the field. He made it about 5-10 yards out of the edge of the field and fell over there.
West Virginia Outdoors covers it all. Saturday mornings at 7:06 a.m. on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Ask yourself what you will miss more, your children or cigarettes. As long as I can remember, my mother smoked. She died from lung cancer when I was 16. I could not take the chance of continuing smoking and not being here for my daughter. I know how much I needed my mom still, and I didn't realize it until I had lost her.
You're not just quitting for yourself. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
After my wife died, I felt like I lost everything, including my love of fishing. But one day, my granddaughter called, and I realized I still had a lot to look forward to. I got referred to a psychiatrist who explained depression can happen to anyone. Getting help doesn't make me weak. It makes me stronger. I just wish it made me better at fishing.
Mental health care is working for Diego. See what it can do for you at mentalhealthcareworks.org. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
Listen, I'm a West Virginian through and through. Grew up in Bridgeport, 35 years in the Charleston area. Rooted for the Mountaineers since, well, let's not talk ages. You won't find a bigger fan of our teams, but they get called out when they deserve it. Metro News Hotline is the same for everything. Movies, music, local happenings, my inside knowledge, and occasional rants. Meet Coop's sharp humor, guaranteed to spark good talk radio. Think you can keep up? We're your afternoon anecdote to the ordinary on weekdays 3 to 6 on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
No young person should ever have to worry about having a safe place to sleep at night, or whether anyone cares about them.
But the reality is, 1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis and giving them the support and tools they need to succeed in life. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today. Thank you for caring.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, Honey Bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
All right, folks, got to go. That's going to do it for the show today. We thank you so much for listening. Stay tuned for the news at the top of the hour. Sportsline is on the other side. My name's Dave Weekley. I will talk to you tomorrow, beginning at 3:06, right here on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.